this year.
Oh yeah, the internship.
Sunday,
I'm trying
Sunday,
to sneak behind the enemy
Sunday.
lines, but I'm dumb and thick.
Oh dear.
Snake, what are you doing? I'm in a box.
I just feel like I have to be here, like it's destiny, you know?
You should try it sometime.
It's great.
I do like cigarettes.
Certainly tone of the time.
Alright, Red, we are live whenever you're ready.
All right. I'm just gonna say fuck the intro this time.
Okay.
Because we're still a point session.
0.75.
Yeah. All right. So you all wake up after a decent amount of sleep, a decent amount of exercise in someone's case,
Don't know what you mean.
at the Rusty Dragon.
It's got a few more things that creak now.
Should we give our viewers an overview of what happened in the previous half session?
Or the rest of the players.
Yeah, if you want.
It's like, I don't fucking know what went on.
Maybe make sure everyone in the
Yeah, make sure everyone's on the same page.
Alright. All right. I'm gonna leave you guys up to recap it then, because
Okay.
this would be what you think happened.
Well,
What do you
we met up in the Garg's barracks. We got a job to kill some goblins for an absurdly large amount of money, in my opinion. Found out that there was a conspiracy with the guards working with the goblin, somehow.
Yeah, we discovered. Well, we attacked a bloke who was wielding a pocket watch and somehow had a smoke bomb but no dagger.
Yeah, there was a bloke following us through this.
I set him on
There was a
fire.
bloke following us through the street with a shiny thing in his hand. We kicked his ass.
I set him on fire. I'm a bard, and I set someone on fire as my first offensive action.
Are you the only mage with offensive spells?
I think I might be. I don't know. And my offensive spell is a cantrip that I can cast as much as I want. It's only a small fire, mind you.
To be fair,
It's
that
more.
one-
It's
it's only supposed to be on unattended objects. I just let you do it because rule of cool.
I ignite things with a small spark, basically. It's not like
Yep.
an actual fireball.
I can tell you, be dirty.
Is that all we did? We kicked his ass.
Oh well, okay. Yeah, well we got really suspicious of someone, fucking ran after them, tackled them into the wall, almost caught them on fire. Well, basically caught them on fire. Scared them, then realized they're not bad. After they talked to us, and then we found out that Asmodeus is a shithead, and then that we probably should harass some priests.
I mean, we went to the Rusty Dragon Inn first,
Well, we went there. Yeah, we did.
and I believe we spent the night.
Line underneath the feathered serpent.
And I suppose we all spent the night there.
You
Yeah.
don't quite remember because I drunk you under the table.
No,
Oh,
you
we
both
did.
drunk-
correction.
no,
Correction.
you both matched each other drink for drink.
Which is quite impressive.
We you kept up pretty well.
I kept up.
Uh,
I was the one who got the higher constitution, sir. You kept up with me.
yeah, but you still kept up with the dwarf though.
Just this random line that when you mouse over underneath the feathered serpent. What is
Underneath the feathered serpent.
There is no line. I think you're mad.
mouse over? Like no, move your mouse over. It's underneath the feathered serpent, and you'll see a line under.
Oh wait.
You'll see a line.
Sorry for a
don't.
brief second there.
Nope. Nothing.
I got nothing.
There it is.
Yeah, you
It's,
see it. It's,
next to the pathway. Go down to the furthest dock southwards, and the east sticking out bit, and then just go a little bit below it and move your mouse eastward.
No, that's not where mine.
I don't see it.
Ah. Okay, that's weird.
Odd. Very. Alright, anyways. So,
Are we both just unconscious on the table still?
No, you're not
I dragged you
unconscious.
upstairs.
Basically, it came to a draw.
You both passed out, Viking.
No, neither
None
of
of
us
this
passed
I
out.
dragged you
No,
upstairs.
neither of them passed out. They're both drunk.
Neither of them
Oh,
passed
they're just
out.
drunk.
They were
Okay.
both
Yeah.
heavily drunk,
Yeah, they weren't passed out.
and it got called a draw.
Okay.
Pretty sure the
So
dwarf
we
couldn't
both
take
walked
anymore.
up.
Plays my character.
Pretty sure the normie couldn't take any more.
Normie.
There is absolutely nothing normal about Viking's character. He is so deluded, it's unbelievable.
Exactly. So deluded.
I just realized you're bringing him to a place. You're bringing him to a cathedral which has a large chunk of the pantheon of this world. At least
Yeah.
represented.
I
Hey,
know.
we're bringing a cleric as well.
Yeah?
Mhm.
I mean, you don't know. Never mind.
Oh yeah,
And a
Bellin, did you do
I mean,
some,
an elf. Cough, cough.
Bellin, did you do some out of game reading up on the gods?
I read more about Mighton, but
He learned more about his god, but not
Okay,
the
so
others.
I know I proposed this last time. I don't know if it went through or not, but I think we should just give Bellin an item called the Big Book of the Gods. He has to carry around.
No, a child's guide to the main gods of Galari.
I'm sure James could hook us up. That was the bloke who we
That
abused and set
well-known
off.
item that every single pastor in the US carries.
Big Book of Theologies, what they mean in you.
You're an idiot.
It's just like a book sleeve around how to make money fast off idiots.
Oh, that's spicy.
But yeah, I know Viking because he told me after the session. When he retired, whoever was still up saw him go into his room with a small following of men and women, and then a lot of creaky floorboards after that.
I fortified my room and didn't socialize with anyone.
May have set your crossbow
You
off.
set up
Sorry
a
about that.
crossbow trap.
I set up a crossbow trap at the door and a noise trap at the window.
The noise trap definitely went off.
What are you doing in my window?
Not in your window,
No,
just
'cause
through
of you
ambient
shaking the
noise.
inn. He was shaking the inn. What about you, Runic?
I think I just retired to bed, didn't I? And you lot were casting yourselves upstairs. I just retired to. I just left the guy mid-interrogation to go sleep.
Yeah, basically. I think that's what happened. You just sort of basically walked out, closed the door, and was just like, if you want to talk to anyone that's sane, you can talk to me. And sent that via a
you don't know that.
message. But we don't... None of our characters know that, but we know that. And then you went to bed.
Mhm.
Me and the dwarf went down and got fucking hammered.
I mean, for him, it was just like a really good night.
What happened to
Just, you know,
James?
it's-
James just sort of stayed in the inn.
Oh, fair enough. So he's gonna be kicking around still.
Yeah,
actually
he's
work.
gonna be kicking around. He's actually currently waiting down in the main room for you guys.
Oh, nice.
I'll disarm my traps and gather my stuff.
I will wake up.
Yeah, I would have gotten a room and woken.
Remove yourself from the tangle of the few bodies that are left in the room with
Uh-huh.
They're still breathing.
All still
anyways.
fast asleep.
Yeah, I'll go downstairs and get some food and basically get the day going for him.
I will go downstairs,
Alright.
get some food and some ale.
you. Alright. So when you all meet each other downstairs, you see James sitting over at a table to the side, and he sort of waves to you all.
I'm gonna be late down because I'll be summoning Jonas upstairs.
The food
Oh,
still
does he
free?
disappear every day or something?
Every time I pass out, he leaves.
Would going to sleep genuinely class as passing out?
Sleeping doesn't count as that, Runic.
Doesn't it?
It's only
There's
like
any-
when you get forcibly knocked out.
Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Cool. Then he's
It
still
has-
outside at the back.
It has no time to stay on this plane.
No,
Yeah, it
but
doesn't have a time.
it was. All right. Okay. Cool. Whatever.
I know the rules as written does say whenever you pass out, but
Yeah. Whenever you it's whenever you lose consciousness. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Sleep is the loss of consciousness.
Oh,
but
if
alright.
it's whenever you lose consciousness, then yeah, I think that would apply, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think it's supposed to apply to mainly combat. Loss of consciousness, getting hit in the head by a big old club or something.
Up to you. If
Yeah,
if he's still about, then he's still about. He's just outside of
Your
the back.
DM is your choice.
Yeah. Also, because that means you'd be very vulnerable whenever you go to bed. So, I'm fine with you keeping them around through sleep.
I mean, everyone else is vulnerable when they're asleep because they're just, that's an unconscious person.
Oh no, I've got like a 5-person meat shield.
Oh, so you are a bottom.
So, as at the very least, Belhan gets over to James. James just sort of hands out a small book
What?
named The Gods of Golarion and which ones are good.
Just a fucking tourist's
Why?
guide to gods.
What?
You guys did ask him to get that last session.
Oh yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
Oh, I did. Yeah, okay. Right. Thank you. I guess I'll have to read this. Yeah, I'll put it in my little my bag. Put it in there. Thank you. Did you get the list that I was asking about
List.
of the gods that were most likely, probably some of the people who were suspicious.
He'd asked for a
Oh,
list
I mean-
of names last session of guards that were untrustworthy or had been on the list of
Yes,
suspicious.
ones.
I mean, I told you last night. It's most of them except for the lieutenant and a couple of his trusted.
That's incredibly unhelpful.
I'd like to
I-
walk over.
Yeah, can I come down
We don't
now?
exactly
the
have a
trusted?
list of names, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna come down now.
Right, okay, good to know. I guess. Not good to know. I mean, really doesn't help. There you go. And then just goes to get more food.
As I come
Marches
down
it all
the
down.
stairs, I'm going to call over to. It was Adam, wasn't it? Who was the bar owner or whatever?
Mark.
Mark. I'm just gonna sort of say to him that, that room, you're gonna need some fresh sheets and a new bed. Sorry about that.
Wait. Hold up. Mark works both morning and night shift.
He's the
No wonder
owner
why
of the
he's
bar.
pissed off. Okay, but that doesn't mean he works.
Have you ever actually been to a bar, Viking?
Yes.
Like, you don't have the same bloke get up at. All right, cool.
No.
B&B,
He may
maybe. but
have, because remember, we went to bed and it was like 6 p.m., 7 p.m. He may not have worked the night shift.
I thought sun was already going down.
It depends what time of year it is, really. But I imagine that it was sort of like 6, 7 p.m. and then he didn't work the night shift, he's working the morning shift.
Yeah.
I mean-
In terms of seasons, it is also early fall right now.
Oh, so, yeah, time would be.
So still fairly sunny out, or still fairly warm out rather. And the chill hasn't quite set in due to the wind, but you guys are also in a port town, so the wind does come in a bit strong here.
But yes, I'm also going to. Mark, can I have breakfast special, whatever you've got on, and a tankard of ale,
Oh!
please?
So,
Yeah, you get the first one free because James is picking up your tab, but after that, he's not paying for
Oh
it.
yes, I paid for all my drinks last night, as you recall.
Yeah, I remember.
And then I sit down with James and Belhan.
Ellen is typing.
Belen's gonna start reading the book he got out of his bag and just start reading.
What does?
What does Asmodeus?
Alright, Belhan, you do still have the, well, no, not in character. You do still have the, Inner Sea World Guide PDF, right?
I have it up, yeah. I have it, I got it.
Just read through the religion section, it's a third section, and you have,
Shoot!
like, general info of
I'm
gods.
imagining he's just got a comic magazine with the Inner Sea World's Guide on the inside. Just reading that.
He's got a manga for the gods.
Not quite what I was going for.
Oh, right! Actually, that's where I saw the name. It's been so long since I put it. closes it. Puts it back in his bag.
I do grab
Also,
my free food and then sit over next to James.
Belfin, you notice there is a god not listed in that book.
Wait, mine? No.
Yep.
Wait. Really? Fucking just like okay.
Mace on
thank you
table.
for break-
Has anyone got any spare paper? Just jam it in the back. I'm just making an addendum for the...
I'm legitimately going like, just to say, you just hear, huh? Okay. What the
Okay,
fuck?
good. He's not going. He's not
Just
going
for-
paladin.
Full
Good.
zealot just slams his mace down on the table.
Heresy. I go back over to James after I have a confused face. I'm just like, is this all of them?
Well, that's the main ones.
You sure about that?
Are you certain about that?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Woosa.
He's looking a bit concerned.
Just a close book. No, it's fine. It's fine. Does this have the bad ones in it too? And I didn't get to that part.
I skimmed it.
Like, does this have all the good ones and the bad ones, or just the good ones? 'Cause I mean,
I mean, all the big ones, as far as I know.
just generally the big ones. The ones that are like no kind of shit.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Cool. I'm just gonna go over.
I'm just gonna go sit in the corner and cry.
Um.
Question: while this is going on, has our food come?
Yes.
Okay, who delivered it?
It was a fairly attractive looking barmaid.
Cool. As she walks
Who's
away,
been
I'm
running
just
out
going
food
to.
and
As
drinks.
she comes down, I'm just gonna squeeze her ass and wink.
Hold on. Is the barmaid male or female?
Male.
I did say her.
Oh.
Oh, female. That works as well.
Viking, are you trying to tell us something?
We're learning more about him than I ever wanted to know.
My character has made no fucking he has openly admitted that he will sleep with pretty much anything.
My sexual preferences cannot be determined by mere mortals.
I took a drink right then, you cunt.
That's like the
Oh wait, yeah, that's
like
what
the
I said,
equivalent
isn't
of
it?
you going, I sexually identify as a bed, don't you? If you're a bottom and everything just sleeps on top of you.
Oh, it was no. I was just laying under the pile of bodies when I was asleep.
Oh, is that what?
That wasn't what was
Is
happening.
that what they call it now?
Yeah, it was. Certainly,
Okay,
sir.
so-
I can give you a detailed
As our-
description of last night if you wish.
As our food's being delivered, I turn over to James and I ask, or I say, I don't believe this was asked last night, but do any of the tunnels head outside of the town?
I mean, it's the sewer system, so yeah, I guess. But I can't really talk much about
And
it.
we got our answer. It was the sewers, not just a tunnel system.
I didn't think he'd mentioned it last week being a specific series.
I don't think he had.
He
No.
didn't say it was a sewer.
No, he
but
didn't. He didn't
didn't
say
say
specifics last then.
We also didn't ask if it was a sewer either.
That's fair.
Hmm. Well, if it heads outside of the town, goblins could be sneaking in through there, coming up to a different ingress point.
No. Because it doesn't go that far outside the town. It doesn't go outside the walls.
I would assume the wall outside the town means outside the wall.
Well, it goes into the river that wraps around town and out into the ocean at the junk beach, but
That's disgusting.
shit.
As I've got my mouth full.
I'm not asking you to show me the rest of the tunnels, but I'd like to know where that sewer outlet is.
Well, the one over in Junk Beach has a big old grate on it. We can't get through it. Goblins can't.
I pull out map. Just point it out where it is. We'll check it out later.
Who
We have
can?
to check this. Just a precaution.
Okay, it's about there.
Who can? Sorry. Because someone must be able to get through the gate. Great.
No, it's just small enough that, well, the gap between the bars is too small for any of us to get through.
Oh, okay.
And the goblins, we've seen them try it. They've run into it a few times.
Yes.
It's funny to watch sometimes.
Wait, did you just say the goblins got past the walls on a regular basis?
No. I said the goblins. Well, sometimes they run down to Junk Beach to start stealing some shiny stuff. But that hasn't happened in a while, because, well, the guard, at the very least when it's daytime, has been keeping a closer eye on that area.
Has everyone gotten
I'll
up
be right
by
back.
this point? Out of curiosity.
I'll be downstairs.
Okay. Just wondered. Eerie silence.
Yeah, Bella's just
I
kind of
mean,
in the corner of the tavern, just.
I'm waiting for you guys to...
Rocking while holding his mace. My god is
something
real,
early.
my god is real, my god is real.
Also, check the Discord.
Who? Everyone? What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can do it.
Okay, thank
Alright,
you.
I'm gonna put my tankard of ale down after downing the whole lot in one. After I finished my lovely breakfast. Pretty sure it was bacon and eggs. Not certain though.
Bacon,
In
eggs,
fact,
and
it
some
meowed when you put your fork into it. It was a big giveaway.
Anything's bacon if you try hard enough. If you believe. Right then.
So if Jonas has spent the night outside at the back, like I wanted him to, has he spotted anything shifty? Anything poking around, or
no.
other people come?
He
Going?
scared the crap out of the barkeep when the barkeep went to go and throw out some scraps. But besides
Oh,
that,
so he's been
Did
fed
he
as
eat
well.
the scraps?
I don't know. Do they eat?
It's up to him,
Okay.
really.
Is it technically a living creature?
He is an outsider.
As far as I could tell, he's like a living creature from another plane of existence. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
yes.
He needs to eat something
Yeah.
or somebody, but I leave it to him. It's not like he's not a pet. He is a person. He's a thing.
He's the one who's actually snatching people.
Guards come running in. There's been a disappearance. A woman's been eaten.
He's there with a flip flop hanging out the corner of his mouth. Where it wasn't me.
Just sort of flips the flip flop up and eats it. Chewy.
Belhan is going to, once he kind of does a little more reading in the corner, he's gonna take his stuff and he's gonna try to find the rest of the people, basically, and try to get everyone together.
Well, I know me and
Well,
Cybran are
spot.
sitting by James. I don't know if Runik's come over.
No, I'll be sat. I'll be sat a little bit of a distance away, just watching.
Fair enough. You're not that conspicuous. I'm gonna be honest.
No.
You stick
So,
out like a sore glowing thumb.
Do his eyes glow constantly?
I believe so.
He's
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not a
It's
bright
not like
light.
a proper
It's like
glow. It's more like just a bit of a, like a dim glow.
Ah, like a ghoul.
Like it doesn't emanate light.
yes,
sort of.
yeah, like a ghoul. Yeah.
Just constantly, not a
So-
sort of on and off.
Yeah, but it doesn't actually produce any light for me to see by. It's just sort of like a background
Ah, gotcha.
glow.
I mean, that doesn't matter much though, because I'm pretty sure everyone here has Darkfish. Oh wait, Viking's just a bog standard human.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be fun if you all go into a cave. You'll have to lead them around.
Yeah, I've noticed this. Just about every race has some form of dark vision or dim vision or something like
Yeah,
that.
just
It's
not
weird.
fucking humans.
Yeah.
No, humans get more feats and skills and shit to make up for it.
Yeah, they get their own bonuses to make up for it, but yeah, a lot of things in Pathfinder player races have dark
Well, it's
vision
not just
or
it's not
low
just
light.
Pathfinder. It's
5e
D&D
as
5th
well.
edition's the same way as well.
Ah,
Yeah,
Destructed.
yeah. I'm just waiting for
so
you guys
Belham's
to.
gonna come over after
Where's the
reading
other
a
one?
bit.
In character, we're missing one.
Runic is sort of like 2 tables away from us, as far as I know.
Who's Runic?
But
Who are
I
you
don't
talking about?
bloody know his name. Hang on, let me scroll back slightly. Erland.
Who are you talking about? Oh,
I was just say I did introduce myself to you last session. However, I think you were complaining about the gods or something.
Probably. I don't remember the names that well.
I have you written down as Erland.
Have you taken the correct level of ungwoods today to ensure that that you don't suffer another episode of God's power in the middle of a cathedral, if that's where we're going to?
Cannot promise I won't burn it down.
Right, so
Do we see Earl?
I believe so.
I mean, I'm not trying to hide. I'm just sort of sat at a slightly different.
Okay,
It's.
well,
I just thought like cramming 5 people around what I imagined was a fairly small pub table was a bit cramped.
Well, I didn't
I was
know.
like, I'll just eat here because there's a bit of
I
space.
didn't know if it was like a small
would
pub
be,
table
guys.
or like a
People.
dining table type.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
mainly like small pub tables around here.
Oh right.
There's a couple larger tables, but you're not sitting at one of those
Oh,
currently.
gotcha.
Is it large
So-
enough to hold 6 people?
It's about a 4-person table.
Okay, so we do have 5 people crammed at one table.
Well, there was
Well, you've
3
got 4.
because Belhan kind of walked off. in a corner.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Bellen's walked back to the table, hasn't he?
He has now,
I-
yeah.
yeah, I was. Can I?
What?
So
Yeah,
I was
no.
gonna say,
You can't say what your character's
I'm
doing.
counting-
I'm going to
no.
decide what your character's doing for you.
I don't know why I'm counting red. I was counting red in that number for some reason.
Well, he is.
God
he
is
is
sitting
James.
with us at the table.
So yes, technically counting red in that would work.
No, I was counting James and red. Is the thing.
Oh dear.
Jump off cliff. All right, Belhan, what did you what were you saying?
I was gonna say, Bellin goes over and goes, right. So everyone's here. We got Erland over there being very just weird and ominous.
I don't think there was enough room at the
Ezra,
table, honestly.
We got Ezra. We got James. Right
Is
there. Wait,
James coming with
you're-
us, or
Are you coming
Oh
with us,
no, I'm
James?
staying here.
You stay here. Okay, right.
are you going to
So, we
stay
got-
here so that we can contact you again?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry to
Oh,
interrupt,
seems noted
dwarf.
on that, yes.
Right. So we got Erland, Ezra, and who I'm forgetting
I
your
don't
name.
believe the elf ever told us their name.
I'm sorry, hang on a sec. My dogs are barking again.
That's an interesting
Jesus,
name.
you got 4 people and dogs around the table. There's a reason I'm sat at a different one.
And Yoden.
Yeah,
Yoden
you
is
left
there
him
as well.
No, he's still outside.
I'm just imagining now that Runic, you're just sitting at a table facing a dog who's sitting in the chair like a person.
Playing poker.
At
Yep.
least we didn't have a critical role situation with someone trying to fight your Eidolon in the
I
pub.
mean, I can run one if you want.
No.
Dogs barking at nothing. Where were we?
So what's your name?
My name. Oh, that's right. You never did ask me, did you?
No, we asked you. I just don't
Well,
think
I
you
was
told
asking
us.
a general
Usually-
question. I asked everyone
Usually
around
in
here.
interactions, when the dwarf asked for everyone's name and held his hand out, I believe you turned, harumphed, and walked out.
Yes, that is roughly what happened.
Yeah, basically,
recall.
yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, and it, it's easily to forget, what I say. Most people do.
You can call me
But-
Serena.
Torina?
Serene.
Serene.
Yes, Serena. You can call me that.
As,
Or you can call me Elf. Either works.
I quite like Serena.
Well,
It's
I
a
mean,
lovely name.
I calling someone better.
Have you heard of this
I-
sport called tennis?
Is your last name Williams?
I haven't. What's it about?
Oh, there's a passing traveller told me about it. Apparently, you string some animal guts around a wooden frame and hit a small ball. Just
Oh, that sounds like a game from my homeland. I mean, wait, what?
But they used human guts.
Give it away to the audience. Hello, dragon. I'm not Viking, but I'm
So
saying hello to you
we
anyways.
got Erland, Ezra, and
Serena.
Serena.
And Belhan, of course, yourself.
Yes, I am the one second Belhan. Well, now that we got everyone here, and I see you finally walked over to this table. There's no room here, by the way. This is a really bad table for us all to meet here.
I mean, we could leave
But-
James
I mean-
here and go over to Yolan's table.
I mean, we could just stand, some of us.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Either way.
So are we ready to go then? Or is it? I mean, we discussed something about harassing priests, which I personally am not up for, but I'll follow. Why do we want to harass priests? If I
You were up
ask?
for it when you learned one of the gods' names.
Well, that was one of the ones that are hell, and I would any priest of that god would, fucking. I'm ready just to knock a few into. If you know
Yeah.
what I mean. Yeah. Yeah.
Woo.
So are we gonna go?
I look over to James, then back at the other two. Well, we could let him in on our plans if you trust him.
We have plans.
You have plans?
You have plans?
I thought we were going to the cathedral and pestering priests.
That's the plan. Okay.
I don't know of any other plan.
hang on. Why did you just look at James and say we should let him into our plan?
I didn't say we should let him into the plan. I say, wait, I did actually.
Like, hang on,
No,
were
you know
you
coming
were you talking to James, or you were talking, or were you
I
talking
was
to
talking
us?
to the other. Yeah, I was talking to the other two at the table. I'm not
Okay,
going to
right.
lean over and shout at Erlen.
No. I just the way you said it, I thought, hang on, what are you
I
trying?
was-
Are you and James in league? My
Okay,
God, you're
have
part
you
of this
ever-
whole thing.
Ever looked at somebody, then looked at other people when you're talking about that one person?
I didn't hear the and then look at everyone else at the table. I just thought I'll look
Oh.
at James and say, shall we let them into our plan? I was like,
James is the secret PC of this world.
He's the secret DNPC, yeah.
He's acting mighty suspicious all of a sudden.
I think I'm gonna just let you all do whatever you do, and I'm gonna
Thank
head
you.
back
Yeah.
upstairs.
Yeah.
You
that's
do
fine.
that.
And that James is just gonna sort of take his still half full mug and bring it back upstairs with him.
Oh, don't go into room 304. People are still sleeping in there. And the bed is definitely broken.
So,
Viking. This place isn't big enough to have 100 rooms.
Well, no, in
Much less 300.
no, in the UK, 304 would be like
Yeah.
floor
Floor
3,
three,
fourth room.
Room 4.
Yeah.
It's a 2-floor building.
Okay, fucking
Okay, so
106.
he used his magic. He used his bard magic to make it go through.
so hang on.
Power
hang
of
on.
illusion.
Not only is he delusional, he's also illiterate.
What fucking room was I in? Don't go into room 4 then. Whatever.
Sure. Alright.
so are we? What's the plan here? You three? We're going to the cathedral. We're gonna fuck some priests up, or well, the bad ones at least. So there's some good priests probably there too. But, I mean, if they're good priests, they should have killed the bad priest. But
I'm
Perhaps
going.
talking should be the first port.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. That is the
Well,
way to
of
attract
course.
guards' attention.
I'm all for talking. Yeah.
I'd rather not. As much as I don't like certain priests, I'd rather not kill them in the middle of town.
No, we'll take them outside the
Well,
town
the
and then
bad
kill them.
ones- Yeah, we can leave them out. I mean, only the bad ones. I don't care. We can. They're probably gonna be like trying to oppress people at some point.
Or molest choir
put their
boys.
evil ways on people.
Hold on, the Catholics are in the
That's
West.
not a GM role. Was that supposed to be a GM
So-
role?
Don't worry about it.
It always concerns me when the DM says don't worry about a roll.
Okay.
I imagine
so
you're
what?
yelling across the
Why are we-
aisle
what-
towards Runik's character. Someone's
I've
overhearing us.
I've moved over to your table at this point.
Yeah.
As soon as, if James is left, then I'll move over and take his spell.
Not do a perception check.
Yeah.
It's not great.
You don't notice anything out of the ordinary. There's a couple other people at tables, but they're fairly distant.
So are we ready to leave then?
I guess so. Everyone finished
Right.
their food and drinks?
I finished 10 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Then I suppose we better go.
Start walking out of the tavern.
All right. And you're all headed off towards the cathedral?
Yep. As we leave, I'll say,
Mm.
thanks for the rooms, Mark, and just wink at the barmaid.
She just sort of ignores you and goes back to work.
Shit.
Mark grumbles.
I thought I was in on that.
Right,
Sure, she's got some looking than you.
if we're moving up towards the
Ouch.
cathedral, I'm going to hang back a wee bit, maybe 15, 20 feet behind the rest of them, because Jonas is going to be with me. So again, not drawing attention to the rest.
All right.
Fair enough.
I'm hang off a little bit to the side. Still an eyesight of both of them, all three of them.
Which way are you guys doing, by the way?
I'm.
Pathwise.
The market, then
Are we going to go via the market and then up through past
So
the
over here to
armory?
market, then over to here, then up there.
Yeah. I think. I mean, that's the shortest route.
Okay.
I mean, we could go that way, yeah.
there we go.
That'd take us past the garrison.
I basically go this way and just hope everyone follows.
I'm going to follow the dwarf because he seems to know where he's going.
That's where we go. That's the path.
All right. You'll make it to the cathedral with no real issue.
What does it look like? What we got here?
So, as you get to the cathedral, there's a large set of double doors right in front of you. Very, not quite intricately carved, but you can tell they're of good quality.
Yeah.
Nice solid oak.
Good to see the church gets a nice amount of money in.
Well, isn't the cathedral building like this sort of three-dome structure?
That's part of it, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, the three-dome structure is the cathedral.
So I guess we're gonna go inside.
You guys are currently over here on this side of it.
I gotcha.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be the first one to go in it.
Alright. As you enter into the cathedral, you see it's fairly quiet. There's a couple of hymns being sung from various areas, but all quietly, and only like the edges of it, the sound is bleeding out from their areas. From the half of the circle that you can see, because you got a nice big entry hall right about here, and then it goes around in a semicircle with another hall over here for, it looks like just it's got a lectern with a whole bunch of chairs, so a sermon area. No real specific gods or goddesses markings on it. But all the way around the exterior of the cathedral, around the ring, there are various shrines to different gods. Such as, and I'm going to read off what they typically do, because Bellin has his handy-dandy guide. There is a nice shrine to Avadar, the god of cities and law and merchants,
You can.
which...
Never mind. Go ahead. Keep going.
No, what were you going to say, Bellin?
No, go ahead. Keep going.
Okay. His shrine is a very solidly built thing with a bunch of gold filigree drawn around it, and the center point is a shining golden key with an image of the town hall carved into it. Then going on around in a clockwise fashion, there is a fairly small shrine, a simple thing to Callistra, the goddess of revenge, lust, and trickery, also known as a goddess of the elves.
Sounds like my kind of woman.
There's a couple of daggers on the altar. No real blood or anything on it, but it's a fairly simple place. And then closest to the actual sermon area, and as far as you guys can see, the largest one, is a shrine to Desna, which you guys have met the other day from, or at least not met, but heard
We
of the
met a
other day.
god
You know,
in
when,
one day. Wow, that's just...
when Ezra said she wasn't the one who put all the stars in the sky.
Oh, that bitch.
Suddenly, lightning strikes Ezra. No, so
Ha!
her
Missed.
shrine is a not so much a expensive looking, but more elegant looking, made of carved wood with a couple of gemstones in it.
That's the dominant
And there
one
are-
in this town, isn't it?
In
Wait,
this
which-
in this country.
Oh, in the country. Oh, okay.
Of who?
Yep, Desna is Varisian in nationality.
Ah, gotcha.
Business school.
Yep. And then going on around, there is a relatively small shrine to Gorham, who you guys remember James first referenced when he called for strength.
Something to do with
God of
fighting
battle,
or
strength,
whatever.
and weapons. Yep. And the shrine itself seems to be a
Big sword.
very, not so much intricately wrought, but well made and solid looking suit of battle, like full plate armor, with a long sword at its side.
Can I nudge the dwarf or nudge the elf that's shady, Serena, and just sort of say, "I want that."
You can.
Hang on, my thing's going weird.
All right. I shall continue around the circle.
Not to answer.
Huh?
I decided not to answer the human.
Fair enough.
Okay.
No one talks
Next up
to
in
a
the
human.
line is a decent shrine to Iamade, which is a sword with a sunburst around the hilt, for she is the goddess of honor, justice, and valor. And then continue on, there is a shrine to Pharasma, which is a very interesting looking one. It looks like a spire rising, like a large stone spire, but shrunk down to scale. And Belhin knows her as the goddess of birth, death, and fate. Then, following along, coming back near the entrance, there is a shrine to Sarenrae, which looks fairly similar to Iomedes, except instead of a sword, it is a priestly-looking woman with wings coming off her back in the sunburst.
That is not what she looks like.
And you know her as the goddess of healing, honesty, and the sun. Then, coming back very close, there is a small shrine to Shaylin, the goddess of art, beauty, and music, who has a very... You could almost think it's the most pretty looking shrine out of all of them, carved from fairly expensive looking materials. And then back near the door is the final shrine, a shrine to Torag,
Didn't
which is the dwarven god of the forge, protection, and strategy.
didn't
Whose
James
shrine is a anvil.
didn't James say there was a shrine of Asmodeus in here?
There is also, tucked in the back left corner, at least from your view, there is a small shrine of Asmodeus, whose actual the top of the shrine is a book. And he's got and there are a couple of priests kneeling down there and praying.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna go
because,
read
you
the
know,
book.
Well, it's a carving of a book. It's not actually.
Damn it!
Okay.
Because
So,
hold on. The reason behind that, as Belhin knows from his
I
basic
would
god
Big Book of
to
Gods.
gods,
sure.
is because Asmodeus, besides being the or the prince of hell, is also the god of contracts, pride, and tyranny.
darkness, hell, the Lord of Pits, the Master of Witches, the Prince of Darkness, the Prince of the Devils, Hells, Laws, Hells, you know, the Archfiend, Dark Prince, the First God Fiend, you know, all of those are some of his titles as well.
Can
All of
can I
those
just
things.
nudge the elf again and just say, if I went and pissed on that one, do you think they'd throw me out?
Did they try to kill you?
I
Yeah.
would imagine it unwise.
Would I have heard that? Would I have heard that? Did you say it loudly enough
Oh
that
no,
like,
it,
we
it
all
was
heard
just
but
sort
not
of like
they?
whispering to her. I'm imagining
Okay.
Runic's character is standing right behind us, sort of thing.
No, like, I was going to say, if we've all come inside, then I'll come inside with you.
Yeah, Belhen's leading, so
Yeah.
he might actually have a good chance to hear.
I mean, he can.
I'm gonna
I don't mind.
kind of nudge over, be like, so I think that one, from my understanding, it's been a while. Actually, to be honest, I think the reason why Asmodeus didn't pop out immediately when you said it was more or less like he has a bunch of other names that I've heard him be called. The rest of the texts I've seen, he's always been called the Lord of Hell, or you know, the King of Hell, or Lord of Darkness, you know, Dark Prince, all that stupid shit. You know,
Egotistical dickhead? No, that one not in there.
I wish that was in there. I think that would really describe what it should be if it's not already.
Oh, definitely.
So I think over there is a small shrine, and there's people in front of it. So there's 3 red.
Yes, there's 3 priests kneeling in front of that one, but there are priests in various other garbs related to their god around some of the other shrines. A couple of the
So,
shrines, like the one to Gorum and Torad,
It-
are actually don't have anyone near them right now.
This is just me curious. Is this out of normal to have a place for like the Lord of Hell and the Asmodeus to have a shrine that is visible to the others, or at least you're able to kind of see if you're looking at this position kind of thing? Is that
Well,
normal?
A good amount of the other churches around Galarian, or at least the ones that you've seen, because, cleric, you've wandered around quite a bit as well.
Yeah.
A good amount of churches that you've seen tended to be more specialized. You've only seen a couple that are more pantheon focused.
And
Like
in
this
those
one is.
pantheon focused ones, would Asmodeus have one, or would any of the like Stan Kuthan, would he have one or anything like that?
I imagine it's just like
They-
popularity.
Usually it's a popularity sort of thing. Although Asmodeus tends to get, due to his role in the shared mythos as being the one who, at least according to legend, bound Rorvbag within the world. He tends to get at the very least recognition in any multi-god cathedral. Although the other ones, like
I just
You-
give a little expert that I found on the wiki about Asmodeus.
go ahead.
While in the churches of other deities, Asmodeus is most often depicted as an adversary. Church of Asmodeus always shows him in a position of dominance with the gods bowing down before him.
I think that's in a primarily Asmodeus church, though.
That's in that's in a focused church,
But while,
which this does not appear to be.
So this is more like a cathedral that has that sort of celebrates all of the gods that are worshipped in this.
It's
In
more
this
of like a
region,
place
or-
of all followers of various gods to gather and worship.
So, for
Yeah,
example,
so like from that cathedral in Oblivion, where you have separate shrines to each of the
the Temple
9,
of the Divines,
and
yeah,
everyone's quite happy to-
yeah,
rather than a Temple of Akatosh, or so, example.
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, exactly.
So is it normal for someone to mess with that one specifically? Fuck with that Asmodeus
As
one?
in piss on it?
I
Be
mean,
honest,
most
yes, ma'am.
most normal patrons of those types of cathedrals that you've seen almost make it a point to ignore Asmodeus' shrines, but
Pissing on it
very
is
few
still
people
a
actually
faux
go
pas.
and deface it.
From what I'm reading here, it's it appears a lot of the shrine to Asmodeus are actually stolen from other gods.
Probably.
Usually like his dedicated churches are ones that have been abandoned by other gods.
Right. So what do we want to do in here?
I'd like to look
Oh.
around for anyone who might be in charge.
I would like to go over to the Shrine of Sunray.
Well, you actually don't need to wait too long, Sir Evan, because as you all are looking around, you notice a woman in a white silken robes with a black trim come up to you.
Hello.
Greetings, travelers. Welcome to the cathedral.
I'm over by the shrine, by the way.
So you're just yelling hello across the room.
No, when he was
She
describing
goes
it.
up to
Yeah,
the,
that fits.
she goes up to the group that's still near the door.
Sup, love?
Are you in charge here?
I'm as in charge as any real head priest of a following around here can be. Although I'd imagine if you had to pick one of us that was in charge, then I, as the head priest of Desna, probably would be.
Right. Well, we've got some questions for you.
I'd be happy to answer them as much as to the best of my ability.
We have some questions and we want some answers.
If you do not give the right answers,
You will lose a finger.
You must first of all step forward under the brim of my wide Gestapo hat.
Hans, no! We quit that 20 years ago.
But yes, I'm over by the shrine still, and I'm getting some funny looks from people around me.
Any particular reason why you're getting funny
Put your
looks?
trousers back on.
I'm not
if you remember
trying.
to dress yourself.
I'm not mooning Sunray. Don't worry. Basically because I'm sort of talking to the statue with recognition, but not like the recognition of this is a god who I know from my travels or whatever, but the recognition of almost a family member. I'm literally talking to her like she is a related person to me, and I'm getting funny looks from everyone around me because of it.
Yeah, you
You're-
would be.
You're right, Saren Ray. How's things going like?
Not quite like
I
that.
would like
You seen Auntie June recently? Jesus, her hair's gone wild.
I would like to get Erwin's attention. Could you please bring that idiot back over here?
So just turn and wander over.
So as you approach me, you sort of hear, I'm pretty sure this wasn't what I remember you looking like, but I'm pretty
Ezra.
certain.
Ezra.
Hello?
Ezra, please, for a moment, rein your delusions in. We have a good conversation.
Who's the pretty lady in the white?
It's the head priestess of Desna.
Well, introduce me.
No, you can't piss your... No, okay.
I can't piss myself. I can do what I want, darling.
I would like to widen my eyes with recognition of what I just done.
You've taken me away from a shrine where I was getting weird looks and are introducing me to a priest who is a female.
I look over back to Reese. I hope you've taken an oath of celibacy. And I apologize in advance of her friends here.
Is that a gun cocking? What the fuck?
No.
The priest just pulls out a Glock.
Fucking
Who
45.
needs celibacy when you got 9mm parabellums?
All right.
I
Then.
go.
So
I go over.
as I come over to them after being dragged away from talking to Saren Ray's statue and getting weird looks. Still getting weird looks as I've walked away. Probably because people are thoroughly fucking confused by me. I'm going to take the priest's hand and give it a kiss and say, "Greetings, my lady. Ezra, at your service."
Did you literally just walk up to her and go, Apache?
Apache tit for Adora. Yeah. Basically.
Did you just call it a Foradora?
No. I said fedora.
Four
But
door.
yes, I've just tipped a fucking Ford
people in-
four-door. No, I basically show chivalry to her.
I'm going to be
Thank
particularly
you, shining
surprised.
gentlemen. We don't usually do that here, but the gesture is appreciated.
Oh. What's the local custom? Hugs? Kisses? Sex?
No.
I'm new
No.
in town, as you can tell.
Could, I'm sorry. Could we please go somewhere private to speak?
Yes, we can.
Yes, let's go somewhere private.
No, you will not be alone with the priestess. You still need her help.
Fine.
All right.
Do you want me there, or
And
shall I go elsewhere?
I would rather not leave you on your own.
I'm not a child. I don't need a supervision all the time.
That is debatable.
I take mild offense to that.
You can take a gate to that for all I care. You're coming with us and you'll behave.
I'll come with you, but there's no promise I'll behave.
all right. And at that, she motions for you to follow her, and she leads off to the opposite end of the cathedral, which has various offices for the priests that, well, the head priests of whatever god worship
So,
of the god.
so like
there.
a meeting, like an office
They're
for
like,
the.
yeah, it's like a row of offices.
It's
for
the
each,
staff
head
room for all the priests.
Where there's a
much.
fucking drinks dispenser and a coffee machine.
Yeah, it's one of the, you have to put 20p in, you get a little plastic cup of coffee out.
My, this technology is amazing.
So she leads you into one room, which has a star chart across one of the walls, as well as a couple of various navigational devices and oh god, why am I forgetting the name for it right now? Telescopes.
Are the star chart? Does the star chart have names on it for like clusters and
It-
such?
A couple of them have constellations, but
My.
most of them are just various star charts of
What is all this
night sky.
equipment? Oh yes, I forgot. Your god. Sorry. Your chosen person of worship is the one acclaimed for putting all the stars in the sky, isn't they? Of course, you look at the stars.
I don't. Well, yeah, as well as marking down a astrological chart helps people with navigating around.
Oh yes, I do suppose
fact,
sailors use
I-
it, don't they?
In fact, I do tend to lend a couple of my maps out that I make. Help some of the sailors to find their way.
And there's a big one on the wall, is there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up to that and start looking at it. That one's wrong.
She then turns to the rest of the party. I believe there was something you wanted to talk with me about.
Ooh, that one's
Yes, I'm sorry. His stupidity made my mind go blank for a second there. We were hired to investigate some disappearances.
nice. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, come in.
What?
Yes, I've been hearing about those. It's a real shame.
Yes, well, we've already
And you thought
investigated.
that you might find some people at the cathedral, or
We think Asmodeus might be behind it.
No,
Okay, I think Asmodeus might be behind it.
I'd rather not deal with Asmodeus right now, please. We were given a lead between here and another tavern across town that people have been disappearing here. Now, our source tells us that it's due to goblins.
goblins? I haven't. There shouldn't be any goblins in town. The guard's keeping those out.
Not all of them.
Another source seems to believe that there are guards working with the goblins.
Oh, that's just ridiculous.
Can I do a sense motive check on him for that, please?
On her or me?
Yep,
No, on
Oh,
her.
okay.
she does believe that that is ridiculous.
It does sound pretty ridiculous when you say it out loud, doesn't it?
To be honest with you, I agreed with that as well, but we have to check every possible lead.
And what, you think one of my priests would be behind it, or?
Maybe not one of yours specifically. I don't believe they all work for you, do they?
No, they don't.
Can someone else take over the interrogation? There's my dogs barking again. Damn it.
Sister, is there perhaps... Are there perhaps priests within the cathedral that don't get on, that are perhaps slightly more hostile in nature towards the other members of your congregation?
No one's really outright hostile with the others. I mean, there's a bit of distance between most of the rest of us, and I know at the very least Asmodeus and a bit of the Callistra priests, but no real hostilities. Oh, also, can you please stop fiddling with that?
I can't
She turns
figure out
to,
how
Ezra.
it works. Everything is very far away.
That's because you're
No,
looking into
no,
the
you
wrong end of the
idiot! It's
telescope.
just
Oh.
small.
Oh,
You
ooh!
said something about tension between two of the factions?
Nothing outright hostile, but between the Asmodeus and Callistra, you said?
Yeah, some of the priests of Callistra have been, well, they've been odd as they have since, well, they came here.
And how long have they been here?
Almost since the cathedral went up, really. Since we all started gathering around here once the town grew large enough that it required its own.
So nothing unusual in the last month or so.
No, not really.
Have you
At least
noticed
not
any
that
of
I've
your
noticed.
Have you noticed any of your congregation going missing? Anyone not returning for certain?
To be honest, I only really keep track of my own flock, but I haven't really seen. Well, now that you mention it, I think there are a couple of priests of Abadar that I haven't seen recently. I don't. I don't think that would have anything to do with it.
Okay, that's a good lead. Is there anyone who keeps track of everyone in the building?
You know, in case there's a fire and you have to do like a roll call at the
Who
end.
who does registry? Yes.
I'm more thinking along the lines of the funds, but yeah.
Do you
Go
have
fine.
a list of all the priests who work here?
I can point you to all of the various high priests.
Oh yes,
They
please,
keep-
please point me to
we
the
all keep
Asmodeus
care-
one.
We all just keep charge of our own flock and contribute to the overall maintenance of the building from time to time.
I imagine your flock does that as well.
That's the largest one here, really. Then yeah, we do.
Literally looking through my inventory to see if I actually have rolled up newspaper as an item, so I can hit him with it every time he says.
I do know a bunch
I
of
will
them
set it on fire. I'm just warning you. I'm gonna. I don't know. Is it like a monoscope or Is it like an actual telescope?
It's like a proper tripod-mounted telescope.
Oh, which I've just been fucking taking off the tripod and waggling around in my hands.
I imagine it's one of those really big ones.
It is.
Roll strength.
It's actually quite heavy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, there was other navigational equipment as well, wasn't there?
There are other smaller ones as well as a couple.
Yeah, I'm
of,
not using. I'm not
sextant-
using the big bastard. I'm using like a little one.
Is there any? Is there any paint around?
Paint.
paint.
Yeah. Or like drawing instruments?
There's a couple stacks of paper and a quill pen.
Please don't stab me with that.
Both on the desk.
I don't know. I think I know where you're going with it.
Alright, just wondering.
What, are you gonna get
finger
me
paint
fucking
your
doing
eye.
colouring to keep me occupied?
No, I think he's going down the route of painting it on the eyepieces, so so that when you look through them, you end up with glasses.
But I'm going to put it down slightly forcefully. Probably didn't break. Right. Does Asmodeus have a high priest?
Why, yes, he does.
Cool. Can I go and irritate? I mean, talk to him.
She just sort of looks towards the rest of the group. Like with a should I sort of look.
Perhaps, Ezra, I think it best if we all
I mean, we
talk
can
to each of them.
we can go talk to them all together.
It will take a very long time to talk to each individual high priest.
Yes, but I would rather not try and. Do we want like basically? That's the thing. Do we actually want to try and get like attendance lists or, you know?
I don't know if there is one.
No, but you know, what's the word? Like paying members of each god's flock, or whatever.
Paying members.
Well, this is a church. That's how
Pay-
As in a donations list.
No, as in paid. Like you know what I mean? The priest
Who
on
gets
staff, so
money?
to speak.
Ah, the payroll.
Yeah, employment records is what I was wanting.
Eh.
That was the term I was hunting for and couldn't. I was like, come on, you can English better than this.
I think the only ones who would really keep track of that would be Abadar and Asmodeus. The rest of us, we tend to just do volunteer work.
And I'm sure your gods appreciate it.
How much do the Asmodeus priests get paid?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But we can go find out.
Well, we can.
I think perhaps considering some of the priests of Abadar are the ones that are missing, it might be slightly more fortuitous for us to check with them.
Yes, I believe we should check with Abadar first.
Very well.
Thank you for your assistance, priestess. Might I have a name? I'm sorry, I realised that we've been quite informal and not actually introduced.
Oh, yeah.
I introduced
well,
myself, you ignorant bastards.
Sorry, I couldn't
Sir.
hear you over the sounds of that tripod.
My name is Sarah Caden. And may the stars light your path, traveler.
Sarah.
Yes,
Priest
you
of
have
what?
a good day.
I mean, the moon does more lighting than the stars, but sure.
I heard that-
Desmond.
I've heard that some people believe the sun is a star.
The sun is a star. Well done, you're learning.
It is is that common knowledge in this world?
I don't fucking know.
Or do they believe this? Do they believe
No.
there's a special someone?
I'm just being patronizing, whether it is or not.
No, it's not common knowledge. It's a thought in some scientific groups.
We're still practicing geocentrism.
Well, yeah.
Do you also believe that the Earth is flat?
What's the
Well,
Earth?
no.
This world that we stand on.
Valarian?
The dirt under your feet.
I think at this point, thank you for your time, sister. I'm just going to.
Oh, I'm not talking to the sister. I'm patronizing Siren.
No, I know.
Currently having an argument in the middle of the
Well, here's the thing. I've just sort of thought you guys were doing this like just outside our office after you stepped out.
I mean, we could do.
Yeah, I assumed you. I just assumed you were doing that in character in front of a Viking.
Oh
So
no,
was like, I'm just gonna slowly move him
as we've
outside.
left, and I'm assuming as we've left, Cybern's character has basically sort of said, "Did you know that some people think that the sun is a star?" And then I start patronizing him.
I was making fun of both you and her.
And then I made fun of you by patronizing you.
Now that we're all caught up,
Can Should we just start
Is
walking?
there any way for me to drug Viking's character unconscious?
I mean, I kind of already am drugged, according to you.
Is
No,
there any
you're
way?
delusional.
Christ, he's still drunk. That's right.
No, I'm perfectly fine. Belhan, on the
I'm
other
just gonna-
hand, maybe not.
Both Belhan
I'm just-
and both Belhan and you have slept it off.
Oh, I
I'm
didn't
just gonna
see.
poke my head into the priestess office again and say, "I'm terribly sorry. For the, is there a particular place that the priest of Abadar tends to frequent, or is his name on his office?"
He's usually within his
Head
office.
priest of Abadar on the
It's
window.
First door on your right if you go back to the entrance to this area.
First on the right. Thank you very much.
Not listening, I'm going to take the first on the left.
You're gonna step into an empty office then.
Something doesn't seem right here.
I'm gonna close the door behind him. open the knock on the correct door.
Okay, I'm going to leave that room and go over towards the Shrine of Asmodeus then, as everyone's leaving me alone.
No.
Oh God.
I before he can go over there, I grab him by the scruff of his neck.
Oh, come on!
Later.
Having to be
I
more
really
like a
need to
puppy.
pee!
A drunk, corny puppy, but a puppy nonetheless.
You should have thought of that before coming inside.
I came in here to pee!
Hold it. You're a man. You're a man, yes? Are you a man?
I find it slightly insulting that you're asking. Yes.
It's a yes or no question.
It's a yes answer.
Nut up and shut up.
I've never heard that saying before. I like it. I'm going to use it.
I just sigh and drag him with the rest back to the rest of the group.
Soon I will
Alright.
piss on that shrine. Evil cackles.
So as you knock on the door, you just hear a voice from within. Enter.
That's what she said.
Step through.
One more outburst from you, I'm gonna hit you with my sap. And I'm not bluffing this time.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I am legitimately looking at spells I can pick up next level to subdue you.
I feel like there's like a silence spell. Oh wait! I can command you to shut up, right?
You
Command
can,
word.
yeah.
Yeah, silence. Yeah. So as you open the door, you see a very well organized office with a couple of cabinets to the side of the desk. The desk itself holds a scale as well as an abacus, and there's a couple of trunks, or not trunks, but chests in the back corner. One of which is open, and you can see the glitter of coins from inside.
Ooh.
Tax revenue, I assume. I'm sorry, donations.
How may I help you all? The man at the desk. He stays sitting, but he looks up from his work.
We are private problem solvers here to solve a problem. And we've been hired to investigate some disappearances, and one of the other priests was kind enough to tell us you are missing some of your congregation.
It was the pretty high
Ah,
priest in a white
yes.
dress.
Ah, yes, sir. And so he puts down the ink or the quill pen that he had, and just sort of folds his hand in front of him. Ah, yes. We've had two of my priests. They went off, and I was informed later after they had disappeared that they were out on a business trip to Magnemar. But I have not heard anything from them.
How
Nor
far-
have I heard anything from our associates in Magnemar.
Where is Magnemar in relation to?
A bloody long way away.
Yeah. If
North?
you pull up the big old map, it actually is marked on that map.
As the mark is the map in Discord.
Should be. Yeah, the one that's marked in the Discord. Magmar is down to the southwest quite a bit.
Christ, 216? Jesus.
Mhm.
Gods are away in this book, aren't they?
When did they exactly leave?
Well, I got word of their departure just at the end of last week. Although the odd thing is that I hadn't heard anything from anyone in Magnemar asking for a transaction or a group to head over that way. So
Who was it who informed you of where they'd gone?
it was one of the guard sergeants. I can't remember his name.
Sir, have you been aware that there have been goblin attacks at night in the city?
Goblins in the city,
Well, town. Let's be generous.
in town. Like,
So,
Look,
yes,
it's a
that's why
goblin.
we're-
sorry about that.
That's-
Go on.
Yes, that's why we're here. Actually, apparently, since the beginning of this, last month, this month.
This month, I do believe.
It's been going on for for the better part of a month. Yeah.
There have been disappearances, and our source tells us that goblins are related.
Well, that's odd. They shouldn't be getting into the town past the guard. Especially since we stepped up our patrols a couple weeks ago.
Your patrols.
Well, since the town guard stepped up its patrols, but I usually keep a good record of most things that go on in town.
Right. There's another goblin.
Sorry.
Right. Well, one of the two locations we were given as a disappearing point was, well, this cathedral here. And a tavern located on the other end of town.
Huh. Well, that's odd. I mean, I know only a few of the priests actually stay here overnight, and typically it's only some of us head priests. The rest of them usually go home when it gets late.
Yes, but so for your congregation, those are the only two who have gone missing?
Yes, that's the only two that I've known. That I've known to not come back from our trip recently.
What about from any of the other congregations? Have you noticed any disappearance there?
I'm not too familiar with a couple of them, but there has been a bit of a decrease in size of the Calistran priesthood now that I think about it.
Well,
Callistra's had a small following to start with, so I don't know if she's just if people are just losing interest in her or not.
Is there much tension between any of the various worshippers here?
I mean, there's a bit of tension around the worshippers of both Callistra and Asmodeus because of what their gods represent, but
It's not exactly out of the ordinary, is it?
no.
Could I ask your names, along with the names of the two men that have since gone?
I'm Bob Aram. And the two that have gone missing were Dalen Lamarn and a Mr. Hinckley. I don't actually know his first name.
Are they?
Is it Steve?
Were they? Were they fairly typical your clergy, or were they new?
They've both been in for at least a couple months now. They've been doing a couple of a bit of work around the town. I know that. They've been officially a part of the congregation just about month and a half now. Although being an official part of the priesthood is a bit looser than some of the others because we tend to do a lot of managing the funds for the transactions that go on in port.
So you're glorified mathematicians.
More bankers, really.
Oh, lovely.
Bankers and merchants.
Do you handle the funds for the church?
Not overall. We typically hold them, but each congregation has its own, I guess, chest, you could say, where it puts whatever donations it receives there. And he just sort of nods back to the two chests in the corner. One of the ones there is for the overall cathedral fund for making sure it's kept nice and tidy. The other one is the personal chest of Abadar, or of the priesthood here.
Anyone else have more questions?
Only that Mr. That Dylan. I can't even read my own bloody writing. Lamaram?
Lamarin.
Lamaran. There you go. That's an N, not an M. Only if Mr. Dylan Lamaran and Mr. Hinckley, if they have both been only fairly recently to within your priesthood, so to speak, had they come to you with any concerns regarding their congregation recently?
They've been a bit antsy about something recently. I'm not sure what, but I could tell they were tense. It's like they'd seen something, but they didn't want to talk about it.
Sense motive on that.
All right.
It's totally the truth.
You don't see anything wrong with what he's saying.
Naturally.
Gotcha.
But yeah, he does appear to be telling the truth.
Okey-doke.
Well,
I think that's all I can think of.
Belen's been quiet this entire time. That's naturally. But he kind of pipes some ghost. Is any suggestions or anything else you think of to tell us, or think that'll be it?
He leans back in his chair.
Just as the
I
DM
can't
does.
really think of anything else that, that I would be relating to this situation you are all investigating. He says it with a bit of a knowing smirk.
Just sort of nod to him and say, "Ah, yes. Well, it is after all. We've been asked to look into this by the guard themselves, so needs be we can. I am sure they would be happy to remunerate you for any information given and for my part, I would certainly like to. And I'm going to turn around and just put 1 gold, just like keep eye contact with him and put like 1 gold into the box for his priesthood, not the one for the cathedral."
He just sort of looks at you. I thank you for the donation, but
Now he's
that's all I
got
knew.
he's got to recount all that.
Well, it'll keep him busy.
Well, if that's everything you know, does anyone else have anything they might want to ask? No?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'll just turn around and leave.
Make sure to drag the human out with me so he can't cause any trouble.
But there was so much shiny gold.
I pull the human close. Look, as much as I want money too, pissing off a church is not a way to get it.
But that's what I do. I'm the best at pissing people off.
I've also noticed how he's been acting very good by not talking at all when you're talking to the head priests.
before we leave.
No, that was because I went for a
electrical
piss
perception.
and was trying to quiet my bird down. So I missed half of it.
Oh,
And I guess the dwarf follows us a little bit brain.
I don't know. What is Bellin doing? All right.
AFK.
Can we go irritate Asmodeus's priest now?
Asmodeus and the other one appear to be a common thread.
Trust me, give me 5 minutes with them. I'll get them to talk.
Honestly, I'd rather not deal with them if we didn't have to. It's starting to look like they may be tied to what we need. It's almost as if there's some tracks leading us towards them.
Oh, you're tracking someone.
Like
Oh,
the
I've not even
DM
spotted
wants
any
us to
footprints.
go and talk to the priest.
chugga, 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 choo choo.
Okay, so
Railroading the storyline, are we?
I can't really say it is railroading, but
I am like leaning around the corner, very pointedly nudging my head towards them. I will admit that.
Please.
And part of that's because I want to see Ezra's reaction to the cult of Asmodeus.
I really need a piss. I've been looking for a bathroom, but all I found is the shrine of Asmodeus.
if
I knew I should have bought a bucket.
I look them dead in the eyes, if you
Well-
cause a fight in the middle of the church, I don't even care if it's with them. I will hit you.
Wait, with the Asmodeus?
See, the dwarf is on my side.
Wait. I just zoned out. Like I can just. I've been thinking about it a lot. What are you talking
I
about?
want to piss on the shrine of Asmodeus.
Well, I would totally think you're 100% cool to do that, but I feel like we shouldn't put a target on our back so soon.
I can put it on their back instead if you want.
If you're gonna do it with no one around, because there's priests in front of it, and I'd rather, well, I'd love to just piss, all over it and fuck up, basically show how much fucks we give about Asmodeus. I'd rather not, be how do you say, a target.
Fine, I'll come back later and do it when no one's around.
Okay, there we go.
I don't know if we
I'll
can
come
leave
back
him
with
alone unsupervised.
But seriously, I do need the bathroom.
I mean,
Again, you should have gone before we came in here.
I was a little busy.
just piss out, like out there. Just go on the street. You'll be fine.
Fine.
Oh God.
Piss out in the street.
Yes, I'm not ashamed.
I'll look over to Erlen. Maybe you should have your friends keep an eye on him so he's not alone.
Yeah, that brings me to the question. Has he just been wandering around with us? Because that's going to draw more attention than I am.
I don't know, Rudik, has he?
No, he's been sat outside. I said when we went in he'd stay outside.
Ah, right, didn't hear you.
He's
Yeah, by
part-
the way, Rudik, you do feel a bit of irritation over your link with him.
It's fine. He's a grown man. Grown thing. He can do what he wants.
Yeah, but he's also getting a bit sick of being told he can't come into buildings, I think.
No, he's getting a bit sick of the crowd that's gathering around him and oogling him.
He knows he can walk off and leave.
I can go and deal with an ogling crowd.
He's particularly good at hiding. If he
And
wants to go
I
in
am
and leave.
being called off for food really quick.
Alright, take 5.
That seems like
Take 5, and then I'll come back to Viking pissing on Asmodeus' shrine. Sure.
Yes!
No. No.
Oh. I'd have to roll really good for that.
Alright. Short intermission. Viking, do you have commercials? Because this would be a perfect time for a commercial break.
I have a Discord. Go join it. And I have a code that if you purchase Humble Bundle products via it, I get paid money. And the British Heart Foundation also gets some money as well. It's not much. I mean, it's $10, so I get like $8, which equates to about £6. And British Heart Foundation get about 62 pence. So it's not much, but every little helps. This is an ad for Tesco's now. But hello, chat. How is everyone? I see Raven and Dragon are there. I don't know if you guys are being quiet. I do have a Discord, Raven. I thought you were part of it. You are, you spoon. Or is this a different Raven that has the net? Oh god, that would be confusing as hell. But yes, I have a Humble Bundle link if you want to use it. I need adverts. I have music. I do have that. But yes, how is the chat enjoying themselves so far today? There actually is music playing in the background, but it's probably copyrighted, so I've had to mute it. Rainbow Six Vegas 2 is ridiculous. Like, I don't know what... I don't even think an actual SWAT team could probably handle that, because they have just got radar fucking... Shut up, Runic. They've got, like, radar-guided bullets, I don't know. Lasers. Oh yeah, the link in my Humble Bundle is probably out of date. Let me get you a more up-to-date one. Thinking about it. I said I was going to update that and then I kind of forgot. I have multiple links, actually, because that's just how I work. Partner dashboard. You still need to make the cult of Viking or cult and declare myself the Goblin God. I mean, isn't anyone who's remotely intelligent potentially the Goblin God?
Well, I'm driving now, so that's bullshit.
Okay.
Don't worry, I literally have my headset on with my mic and stuff, so I'm not being illegal or anything. But yeah, it's some bullshit because my brother lost his wallet and was like, and I found his wallet, and then my mom was like, all right, now go bring it to him. I'm like, I'm in the
I'm in the middle of something.
She's like this thing was planned for like 2 weeks, I just has no considerations for my plans. She's just standing there like, I'm just like, why can't you bring it? That's like, really?
I have that, guys. It's a referral link to get the RPG bundle. And Cybrin has gone to get food for his grandmother as well, so...
Okay. I might hit food on the way back. Though if I do, my mom would be mad that I didn't get her some, so I probably just won't get any food, so I don't have to get her any. Well, that's just my fucked upness. Okay, I don't think that's music I put on, did I?
I don't know. I can't hear it. I muted it. But it doesn't seem to have been updated with anything.
Okay, it might just be part of the thing. Because I had to find some sort of churchy music and I had nothing for it, so I was like, well, I guess, yeah.
Musics of cathedrals
And
and
I just
forgotten
found the
temples.
I tried to, it was supposed to be ambience, and this is more, it is ambience, but like, I don't know,
Atmospheric
it doesn't feel like
choir.
a, yeah, I don't like it. I like the other stuff I have. I like just the, like, you know, the cell sounds of footsteps in the background and people, you know, carts going by,
Mm.
all that stuff.
But I think the plan is for Red to get that sorted out for next time.
Well, I mean, I'm perfectly fine with it. I mean, I'm cool with doing it myself because I like the music stuff. I like doing music, so if you like, I have a bunch of like for my D&D games, I like run like a bunch of different kind of like ambient sounds and you know stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's also fucking hot too.
But you are in California.
Yeah, I know. You don't have to tell me twice. I fucking it's fucked. And it looks like rain clouds are coming in, so I hope it rains. But like,
That would cool it down a
yeah,
bit.
it would. Rarely happens too.
Does it really rarely rain in California?
I mean, in summertime, yeah. I mean, it rarely rains, and then it really only rains towards the beginning of the year. That's when we get most of our rain.
Oh.
And then towards the end, I mean, maybe a little bit in December, maybe November, but like summertime, we get no rain. If we're lucky, we might get a little bit, but not enough to do anything. Most of our major rains have been happening a few months into the year, and then it happens, and then we just get fucked for the rest of the year.
Hmm. That doesn't sound fun. Oh, Red is back. I think.
Oh damn! I'm moving stuff behind cars.
Huh?
Yes, Red is back.
What?
I was saying you're back.
Ah, yeah, that I am.
Yeah, Cybern's headed off quickly for a little bit. Belhan has had to drive off, but he's still here.
I'm here. So if the game starts, I'll be able to do my shit. I just won't be able to roll.
Okay. Oh yeah, Bellon. How's
Yeah.
your prep going now that the hurricane is not actually going to hit land?
He's in California.
Prep? I'm in
The
California.
opposite side of the fucking country.
Wait, no. Who was it that was doing prep for that?
That would
then?
probably be Blue.
Blue? That's where
Yeah,
Blue lives.
That's what it was.
Yeah, Blue lives in Florida.
For some reason, I was thinking Blue Bellon. Yeah. Nope. Nope.
Yeah, Blue lives in Florida. Belhan lives in California. Opposite sides of the country.
Yeah, that's
Legitimately
right.
opposite sides. Like literally the other opposite I could get is Alaska or Washington.
Yeah.
That's even further opposite. But like, I'm pretty opposite.
And somewhere in the middle is Cybern. Because he's in Texas. Indeed.
Excuse me.
Red, keep the goblins under control. We're not ready for them yet.
You know, if I could, I would, but
I just realized I only have one sock on. My left foot's just like It's
Just shoe.
Yeah. just sandal. I don't wear shoes
Oh my god.
unless I'm like trying to look fancy or something for good.
I don't.
Right now, I don't get. I'm wearing fucking sweatpants, like a plain white shirt right now. I can give zero fucks.
They're trying to catch him riding dirty.
Fucking at this point, like my Saturdays and Sundays, I give zero shits about what I'm wearing. Like if I go out any other day, like fuck it, I'm gonna make sure I look good, or at least look like decent enough. But like,
I would like to point out it's
Wait
a
a second.
Wednesday.
Wait a second.
oh wait,
So, because we're taking a break, I feel fine mentioning this, but the hell is Raven going on about with radar guided bullets?
Oh, Rainbow Six Vegas 2.
They have radar guided bullets
Me
in that?
and Raven played it on normal, I would like to point out, and we were getting gunned down before we even fucking saw.
Was it only the
Wait a
two?
second.
Yeah.
Oh,
in Terrorist Hunt.
Okay. Yeah, I
Turn
played
the
that.
corner,
Yeah.
you're gunned down instantly by a Spaz 12 from a guy who was round the corner. There is no delayed reaction time or whatever. You literally are
Mhm.
spotted by the AI, who see your hitbox, which is wider than you are, and boom, you're dead.
Now you know what it's like playing against 100% AI in armor.
I
Oh,
don't,
no,
it's
it's
worse.
worse.
Rainbow Six Vegas
friend
2 is
and I-
worse than 100%.
A
Oh, I
friend
know.
and
I have
with,
played. I have played it.
We started doing it on
Yeah.
realistic because we thought we might as fucking well.
Yeah, I used to go over to a friend's house like years ago, and we'd just turn it up to the max difficulty and see how long we could last.
Yeah, you might as fucking well because normal and realistic have next to no differences.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure that even a fucking fully trained SWAT team couldn't do that. It is ridiculous on occasions where I was dying before I even heard the gunshot, and they were stood
Ooh.
half a foot in front of me.
Hey, Viking.
Hello.
New party game for next time we do like a random stream.
Okay.
Castle Crashers. It's
Oh,
$6
yes,
right now.
Castle Crashers. I mean, we've got Magicka.
Do we?
I've got Magicka. Cybern's got it, I think.
I need to get it then.
Yeah, it's great. Runic's got it.
Yeah, I don't have it. 1 or 2?
One. You basically make spells, and you can
Oh, I know.
Oh,
you can
shit.
combine them.
I was me and my brother at the same place. Like we were basically trying to meet halfway so I can give him his stuff. And fucking got lucky as fuck. Like he just pulled in, so I'm just like, oh shit, that's some good ass stamina arm, man.
Yay!
Now I have to wait for fucking traffic to not be fucking busy. Okay, now it's slowing down. No,
Oh,
one.
yeah. What about 1? Viking?
What about it?
Or not 1, 2.
I haven't got two. I
Yeah.
got one so I could play with Runic.
Yeah, fair.
I like it though because in it's just so comical.
The whole spell making and,
Yeah, and
shenanigans you can do with your friends.
Vlad, who is totally not a
Arse
vampire. Arse Mines is also, yes, that's something. Also the fact that you pull the sword out of the stone and you take the stone with you.
Oh, I know they have this in 2, but as in 1, the whole crossing a beam of light
Yes.
with a beam of death. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, if you cross a healing beam or like a water beam with a lightning beam, you're both going to die.
Well, no, because like the healing beam and the death beam, they used to make like a black hole if they crossed. Or at least not you used to, in 2 they do.
Yeah, I basically I got wet without thinking and kept trying to do lightning spells. I
Yes.
died.
I'm in the middle of a D&D thing, so I'm just like, I gotta make sure I give it to you. Yeah, I love you, man. Oh, nice. Ugh.
How much is it? $10?
Back in the car.
Tempting.
This is fucking road trips with Belhan.
Road trips with Belhan. You say that, we used to have a, in the Omicron Discord, we used to have a Jaffa talk. Whenever he was driving home, we just sort of pop in, and we played it off as we were all in the closet of the submarine of the back seat of his car.
What the fuck?
That is the actual location of the Omicron Discord server.
Okay then.
No, it was inside the submarine, which is inside the closet, which is inside the trunk of Jaffa's car.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
I wasn't going to. You're all bloody mad.
Mm-hmm.
Just like my I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. So other than this ambient sound, Red, what do you think of the ambience? Like that I've done so far, at least. I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna try, like, depending on the situation. I just didn't have anything for a church kind of situation.
It's not bad.
Aside from choir boys crying.
Wait, what? No. I'm just looking through the DLC for Magicka, and there's a Magicka Vietnam.
Yes,
Mm.
Runic has it. It gives you an
A
M4.
shot Viking repeated with an M16.
I have the Space Marines one, which gives me a bolter.
There's a Space Marines
Yeah.
one?
You can't heal
Which
with
one?
it, but you do have
Oh,
passive
fuck's
heal, and
sake.
you get a bolter.
Wait, which
Oh,
one?
I'm not sure.
Traffic's so shit.
I can't remember which one it is. All I know is I
I'm
have
catching, like, the worst traffic. Wait, are we all here?
it.
Or
All
is
apart
we're
from
still waiting for
Cybran.
someone?
Cybran said go on without him. Go on without him.
He's down.
Play on without him because he was running to get food for people, I think.
Yeah.
Let me have a
I mean, yeah.
Magicka. I have Jolnir's Workshop and Caravans. Or Caverns, sorry. Caravans. Those are two different things.
It's likely one of the ones that you get for owning Space Marine or something.
Probably, yeah.
Knowing them.
Oh, so they do have integration stuff like that. Yeah. Neat.
Alright, I'm gonna deafen myself real quick because I'm gonna see if my mother wants food because I think she'd be mad if I didn't grab her food.
Yeah.
So
fair
I'll be
enough.
back.
But yeah, there's a couple. There's like the Vietnam one, which is, if you look at the fucking image for it, it's Battlefield, Bad Company Vietnam, is basically what they've used but replaced it. There's the Vietnam one, the one with the Space Marine. What other ones are there? There's Templar. I can't remember. There's several like ones you get for owning a specific game or whatever. They all have positives and negatives, such as like the Space Marine. You get a really powerful gun and a Arcanum, but you can't be healed. You get a passive regeneration instead.
Yeah.
And the Vietnam one, he throws grenades. And has an M4. And I believe his weapon is a rolled up American flag? Or something like that?
The staff, yeah, it's called the Freedom Staff, and the staff attack lets you lob grenades.
Good God.
I know, it's great.
Yeah, we are pretty much just burning time chatting, waiting for Cybran,
Pretty much.
which we don't have to because he said that.
I think Bellin just said he was going to run and get something to eat. Then.
Well, he's going to
Yeah,
call his
but-
mum, I think, and find out if she wants anything, and then
What else is it?
get some food. So we can start again if you wish. Belham's going to be there for the most part.
See, but here's the thing, though, Viking. Currently, half the party is away,
The classic bit of D&D.
which leaves 50% of the party as sane. So we're gonna wait until it's a better ratio.
When you just start
Alright,
chatting
we
about
good?
random bits.
Jesus, Bellin,
Woo!
your mic keeps
God,
resetting.
Colin, yeah, you're loud.
What?
Can I have a Mountain
You are
Dew?
so loud.
You're loud.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Where's the Mountain Dew?
I wouldn't change.
Sweet Jesus.
Just be aware, I wouldn't change too much about my volume because I'm gonna get back on my computer coming here soon.
No, but if
I-
I hadn't changed that, then I'd be deaf.
Oh, I'm sorry. I actually.
I almost am.
Second time I've made someone deaf. Fuck.
My
What?
desktop audio is luckily going through a condenser.
Do I see
But
this
yeah.
happening?
What? No, I'm not in.
Noises.
Am I in the
No, you're
room?
out at the bar. No, you're at the tavern.
Okay. Where's the Mountain Dew? It's in the fridge.
No.
So, are we gonna get into it, or are we gonna wait for Styburn?
I think that's 3/4 of the insanity party.
I think I want to
Yeah.
wait a minute until my ears recover.
The ringing.
You're
Oh.
You're 60% sane at least now.
Do you hear the ringing too?
Do you hear the voices too?
We need a new driver. This one is dead.
What is that from? I love it.
That's when you put Corn Berserkers inside a rhino and then take them out of the rhino in Dawn of War.
I don't play as Chaos much
That is
often.
amazing.
We need a new driver.
See, I would put more music on, but I guess this will work because it didn't. I guess it changed.
Well, no, it's still the same thing. It's just a different track, I guess.
Yeah, I
Uh,
also noticed
going to be
Homeworld in it earlier.
Homeworld, really?
Yeah.
Now that is
I
definitely
don't listen to a
copyrighted.
lot of Homeworld.
Oh yeah, that definitely does. Also, why? Oh, that's what poked me.
I am what?
Cybern did. Announcing the
Oh.
stream of this right here.
I don't know.
I'm also curious if people think I'm weird for having a headset on with a microphone and just I'm wearing my gaming set.
You are an Uber driver. Or, no, one of the telecoms
Ooh.
people who's working on their way home from work or something.
I mean,
Cold calling.
in the
everyone.
middle of like a gas station, I just got asked by someone else of a relatively similar age. Hey, are those things those Bluetooth like really good headphones or something? Oh yeah. Oh sweet, I need to get me a pair of those. Oh yeah, they're really good. You can hear through them. I'm actually talking to a friend right now because I was talking to a terrier, or at least listening to him at the moment. And he's like, "Oh no way." Yeah, that was an interesting conversation.
I like it when I find nerds that are actually out and about.
Nerds that have left their
Haha,
natural
fellow,
habitat.
a fellow nerd. Hello there, my fellow man.
I found my
You
fellows.
too.
I didn't think I'd do that.
I have found my
You
people.
too feel awkward in this situation. Haha, me too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Oh yeah,
my throat feels
they
weird.
they did mention that. I might have to do it, but I'm not going to do it this time.
I might.
Oh yeah, Runic.
Mm-hmm.
Does Command have any special plans for when the scythe turrets get added to Optray?
Yes. Red, you were at the meeting last week, you spoon.
Well, yeah. We're not.
We're not in Optray for in like a
No,
couple of
I
weeks'
meant-
time.
Well, no. I meant if they get dropped before we leave it.
I mean, they are supposed to be dropped
Also,
towards
that
the end of
hasn't been announced
September,
yet.
I think.
Is it?
Well, they didn't say we had to keep it a secret. It was like
They
one
said
of the things that we're
go
not.
around yelling
trying-
it, and you're yelling it on a stream.
No, he said
Mhm.
that they were working on it.
It's. I thought the stream was muted.
No.
No. Viking doesn't do
Oh, actually, shit, no.
that.
But I mean, it's probably for the best.
Sorry, no. I was talking about what I was trying to do in driving.
I-
I was about to make a turn. I was like, right now, I don't go.
I think it's probably for the best,
Sorry.
seeing as Gunnar has gone off to boot camp, and he was the one who uploaded the mod.
No, I think Super has control over that.
Super's got his own one, which is for the old Isle of Dweller stuff.
His is for not oldest old wall for his campaign stuff. So the TriStar.
Is it?
Okay.
Yeah. That's what his Armco faction mod is for. Greyhound Company and TriStar.
Well, it says like 19th and 4th, so.
God, my one's a lot of shit. She's so picky. Oh shit. Knuckles behind the boots. Is that a fire? Oh God.
Something is on
Not
fire.
again.
Oh,
Literally
you are in
just a
California.
plume.
You are in
A
California.
plume.
Like part of your country just catches fire for no reason.
Yeah,
State,
you're
but
in
yeah.
California. You should be used to that.
No, it's just
I am used to it. It still sucks to see a black plume of smoke in some faraway area. Just like, well, fuck, not again. I mean, I've had to evacuate my home like twice because the fires were so close to me, and I had to like fucking make sure like I wasn't fucking gonna die from fucking smoke.
Mop.
it's just it's just Ezra hopping around California casting spark.
Mop.
Runic, do you have ears as
Alright,
well?
I'll be right back.
Do you hear the ringing too?
Distant screams of "Do you hear the voices?"
He's just doing a fucking order on live stream.
I turned him down to like 15%.
That's probably for the best until he gets back.
Mm-hmm. Although I'm the type of dumbass who used to uncover his ears whenever he walked past a fire alarm in school, so I just left him as he was.
I like the pain, it makes me feel alive. I was half expecting, can I have a number 9? A number 9 large? 2 number 16s with extra dip? Oh, it was a Russian Badger video.
Hey, Dr. Pepper.
Oh, that's so fucking vile. No, it was a Russian Badger video. He basically, someone was ringing Wendy's and playing the Big Smoke order down the phone on
Oh,
live
God.
stream. And everyone was just like, there's no way he's ordering this. And then you just hear, I'm sorry, what was that? That was a number 9 and
To number 9 large.
number 6 with extra dip.
Fucking San Andreas.
Oh, brilliant game. Controversial, apparently.
Was it?
Hot coffee mod, which sees
Well, that's a mod.
well, yeah, but it made the entire game controversial. But
The what?
But it's a mod, it's not the game.
basically, it's a mod that when you take a girl out for coffee, you then have sex with her that is visual. I would like to.
Oh yeah, no, but that was because was it not because they'd left the actual rendered
Oh
scenes
yeah,
of
it was
one or two
actually
in the game,
and
They just
people have just basically the mod is basically putting those scenes and that back in. But I would like to point out, yes, it's nudity of things that are about 25 pixels.
Well, I mean, you get excited by women wearing a dress and walking up to us and talking to us politely, so
That's just my character.
whatever, man. What you do you?
The,
No,
the,
like, we both know
the
that,
best way to describe my character
welcome
is
back,
he will
Cyber
sleep with
Bell, who's
anything with a
grabbing
pulse.
So what's happened?
Belhin ordered McDonald's.
He's been driving. He had to go and drop something off to.
Oh, so we've just been sitting here bullshitting for the past half hour.
Mhm.
It's not been half
Yeah,
an hour,
pretty much.
has it?
It hasn't been half, has it?
Yeah,
No, it's been like-
it has.
It's been like 20 minutes.
Okay, well, yeah, sorry. It was kind of sprung on me. I needed to get food for my grandmother.
It's okay. This was sprung on Belhin as well.
Alright.
It was.
It
Isn't that
was,
right?
yeah.
Belhin's going through the drive-through right now.
Ah. He rolls a d20 for getting a discount.
Oh my god, can you imagine that? Doing that
Well, he
with a
said
nerd?
he can't roll things right now, so
You can roll 4. No.
decent,
The question is,
adequate.
what did the tender roll for fucking what would this be? Bluff?
Bluff,
I've also acquired
persuasion,
myself a
intimidation.
Yeah, maybe.
black
Intimi-
horse
I'm concerned. Intimidate?
I mean, it'd probably be pretty easy because most people working at those kind of jobs just don't give a shit anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, have you seen that video where this one woman wants her chicken tenders and she nearly kills one of the cashiers because they're closing.
Seriously? You Americans, man.
I want my fucking chicken tenders. Oh, I probably didn't swear on stream.
I don't give a fuck.
So she rolls in right as they're closing. Like, the cashier's like, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, we're closed for the day. Give me my fucking chicken nuggets right now. I will eat your face off." So she gets
Yeah,
out of
I've
her
seen that.
car
Fucking Americans,
and she
man.
starts trying to climb in through the drive-through window.
Americans.
No, you say that though.
Oh yeah, it
when I
happens
was
in the
working-
UK.
When I was working in London, the store I used to work at, we'd literally be shut 2 days a year. Christmas Day and Easter Sunday. The 2 days, that's it. The rest of the year we were open. Regardless of the weather, whatever, we'd be open. At Easter Sunday, my boss said, right, okay, we've got some time when the customers aren't in. Does anyone want to volunteer to come in so we can rip this part of the shop apart and put some fresh displays up and stuff while there's no customers, so we can, so we can actually pull stuff apart without having to go, yes, certainly, madam, I'll help you find this, whatever it is. And I said, yeah, I might as well, because I think my missus at the time was visiting family or something, so I was, yeah, sure, might as well, get paid double time. Went in, I was one of the supervisors. I ended up letting some of the guys out for a fag break halfway through the day. And it was about 1 in the afternoon or something like that. And I'm stood at the door with the keys to lock it again once the guys are back inside after the smoke. And there's like just a fucking queue of people formed and like, sorry, are you open today? No, sorry, we're closed, Oh, but I need this. Sorry, but we're closed.
Go somewhere
Oh, but you're
else.
here. Yeah, I know I'm here.
yeah.
But I'm wearing my own. I'm not wearing uniform. I'm wearing my own like grubby work clobber. I'm not, like we can't open the tills or anything. We can't like let you buy anything. Well, why not? You're here. Why can't I go in?
I work
We're
here.
not insured for you to be here. What do you mean you're not insured? Well, you shouldn't be insured for you to be there either. Well, that's not how this. Look, I'm employed by this company. And I
The
am
shop
working
is
on this day.
closed, meaning our insurance doesn't cover people buying things inside it.
So there was a guy literally said, "Oh, but I need to go and choose new wallpaper for my hall." You think it's Easter Sunday? Are you really choosing wallpaper for the inside of your house on Easter
Just
Sunday?
fucking do it
Stay at home,
tomorrow.
eat chocolate.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Stay at home, stuff your face with Easter eggs. That's what everyone else does on Easter Sunday.
Apart from you,
I
apparently.
I work the like overnight shift for this job,
I'm not muted.
and no, you're
No.
not muted, Bella. You can hear
We
all
heard
the
you
shouting
earlier.
things. Yeah, we heard all
Dr.
the
Yeah.
Pepper, really?
I'm all about that Dr. Pepper.
Fucking
Diet Coke is
vile.
because fuck diet.
Pepsi is the official drink of Armadillo, ladies and gentlemen.
It
Hashtag not
actually,
Okay,
legitimately, okay,
You
so,
say that
hold on.
Dr. Pepper Underground was
I
a
think
thing.
whiskey
No-
is the
no
official
joke.
drink of Armco, I'll be honest.
No, okay, seriously, no joke. The Dr. Pepper is in a Pepsi thing. Like
If
It's-
any of those are the official drink of Armco, there's something seriously wrong with all of you.
I'm pretty sure whiskey is.
Were
I mean-
you here for the Pepsi one?
No, I think I missed that one. I heard the conversation.
Pepsi
but it
Wars.
two, and one with sandwich and one with bread.
Still not muted, Villain.
I get too strong.
He took his headphone off, so he can't hear us.
So, Runic, in my previous job, I worked the overnight shift, and our store closes 10 p.m. every night, and we're completely closed on Sundays.
Thank you so much.
And
You're
there
welcome.
was this one lady who had apparently hidden inside the bathrooms, and since none of us Night Stalkers were female, none of us decided to be in and just check the bathroom.
That's fair.
Or female, especially. She comes out an hour after store closed, and she starts browsing the aisles that I'm currently stocking. She's pulling things down, she's throwing them around. And at first I thought, like, well, it's since it was a Wednesday night, I thought it was one of the other stalkers, the ones who changed the prices for the Wednesday sales. And I was like, when I noticed, I was like, ma'am, what are you doing? And she looks over to me. I would like to find this particular brand of cereal. Okay.
Jolly good. You can come back tomorrow morning.
Yeah, if you could please come back in the morning, I'm sure it'll be there. No, you will find me this brand of cereal right now.
No, I'll call the cops because you're trespassing.
No,
I don't have the actually didn't have the authority to call the cops.
I'm-
I'm
I
not
was
a
just
Really?
saying the funniest the funniest like fucking get in moment working on like a service desk. You know, like where the people come for returns. Worked on that one in Edinburgh, and there was a guy came in and was stood shouting and screaming at my colleague Erin, who was like 4 foot. And she's like almost in tears because this bloke's been leaning over the desk, shouting at her and pointing at her, complaining about like not being able to return wallpaper or something like that. And I
Is
went,
it in
"Say-
used
say-
condition?
No, right? No. So I was like, well, one of the things that you always get told when you're working that sort of stuff is you need to support each other when you're doing that because irate customers are never they can get very very nasty very quickly. And you're like, okay,
Sometimes
so
even
what can I
violent.
help you with anything, sir? Yes, and blah blah blah. The other thing, let him shout at me for 10 minutes as he's like waving this receipt in front of me, hands it to me, and I look at the receipt and he's like, "Wow, I want you to refund me this for such. I've been here for ages. Why can't you do such and
This
such?"
isn't even our
And it's
shop.
caused. Yes,
Bingo.
that was it. He caused such a scene. There's like fucking 3 checkouts open, all looking at him as he's screaming and shouting. He's like, "Yeah, sir, sir, sir. If you don't lower your voice, I'll ring the police." That's the only course of action I have left at this point. What do you mean? You're serving me? Well, currently, sir, you presented a receipt for our competitor, not actually us. So we can't refund the products because you didn't buy them from us. And if you'd actually listened to anything that we were trying to say to you, sir, then you might have perhaps understood this. Now, you either calm down and leave the premises, or I call the police and have you escorted from them. Is there anything else I can help you with? And it's like, oh, for fuck! Walks out the shop.
See that? One of the funny things about that lady I was talking, the particular brand of cereal she wanted, we didn't stock. Walmart stocked that brand.
And they were open
Not-
24 hours a day.
Actually, no, Walmart is not open 24
Oh,
hours.
really?
At least not here. It's at least the Walmart in my town is open from like 7 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Which is later than you were.
Oh no, I worked all night.
My mic is so
I worked from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Jesus. But this was just after like 10 p.m., wasn't it? So Walmart would still be open.
This was around 11.
Ah, so a Walmart would be closing.
Yeah, no, we've had people hide in the shop.
When the night manager finally did come over after he recognized the shouting was not me yelling at my phone for once. When he recognized that this was one, he did call the police, and she actually admitted to the cops that she was waiting since before 10.
Just to be a pain in the ass.
Oh, no, I don't know. She didn't explain her logic. She just said she's been there since 9:50 or something like that.
Why? Surely she has something better she could be doing, like getting her cereal
That's a
from Walmart.
big dump.
Apparently not.
We got 4 people.
No, the whole saying.
No,
that-
she didn't seem poor. Her clothes were well fit. She looked relatively healthy, despite being the crazy person that is.
What I would say, Berlin, is usually the people that are down on their luck are the ones that you'll actually talk to and will be like genuine. The people that I have.
Oh God, like yeah, I've empathized when I was in San Diego. I empathized more with a lot of the homeless people there than I did with the actual people.
One of the women that I really
Actual
struggled
people.
to. Well, I was just saying one of the women that I struggled to deal with in the Edinburgh shop was a woman who came in. Is an English woman. So I'm English, but I moved to Edinburgh University. So she was talking to one of the Scottish guys there. And was after that's important because she was looking for something to hang something on a wall. She was looking for like wall fixtures to hang something. And he was saying, okay, so what is it you're hanging? And she said, oh, it's like a stuffed deer, like a stuffed stag's head. And he said, okay, cool. So what's the back of it like? Is it like a solid piece of wood because you need different fittings for that? Or is it just like straight into the back of a net? Or like, what's the back of it look like? Because I mean, for all I know, you could put araldite on the wall or like epoxy and just glue it to it. And, like, you know, give me some more to work with here so I can tell you what fittings you need. And she basically stood there and started shouting at him, saying, "I can't believe you won't help me with this. I don't know why you don't. I don't know why you're not helping. Everyone in Scotland must have one of these things hanging on their walls." And he just turned around and walked off straight towards me and was like, "You can have that one."
There was.
Walked over and she was there. Harum. I was like,
There was. I can't.
to be honest, love, no, everyone does. I don't know.
I can't remember what show it was. New Amsterdam. The Amazon's own show, New Amsterdam. She was basically saying to the doctor that she had a problem, and she was basically just sort of saying fuzzy, or something like this, and he was like, "Okay, describe fuzzy," and she was like, "It's fuzzy. What can you not understand about this?" And he's like, "I'll come back to you when you can tell me what kind of fuzzy. And when you can describe fuzzy." And he eventually came back and she described it and he's like, "Okay, now I can help."
Yeah, it's the whole saying that the customer is always right is completely wrong.
Bullshit.
It should in fact be the customer is usually a self-entitled arsehole who has no idea what they.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah, but unfortunately, we have to be nice to those self-entitled assholes.
I just wish like when I was working, I wish that we could have one day a year that'd be like the purge, where we could just say anything back to them.
Alright, speaking of self-entitled assholes, let's go pester some more priests.
Is everyone back? Is everyone back and sat?
I think Belhan is,
I mean, I could have continued even if we weren't like.
as he's stuffing his face. Where did you get that donut?
We're just moving between offices. Like, what the fuck have you found this?
I found it down there. There was only a couple of hairs.
Found random food when cleaning out an office.
Oh no.
I've known people who put the food in their mouth.
Oh.
Oh.
Navy breeds weird.
I mean, you and Darman are in the name. Well,
I'm not sure.
Calamity-
I'm not sure it's the Navy that breeds
Calamity and Darman and you were all
The
members
Navy
parts
just
of the
provides them.
Navy, and Darman is still. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Darman and Calamity were submariners. That's a special kind of lunatic.
Well, yes. Anyone who's willing to be inside of a big metal box that travels underneath thousands of gallons of water.
Okay,
So
cool.
a ship
So
is
in-
designed to float above water, right?
Not submarine.
These geniuses
talking
decided to
about, like,
bake a
submarines.
giant metal tube that sinks, and then they put people
I'm
inside
just
that
gonna
tube
sell,
and
you know.
expect them to do work.
Like an airplane.
Kinda.
At least the airplane doesn't sink. Just
Yeah, it
falls.
does.
Just falls.
If you put an airplane in water, it sinks.
Right, are we getting Avalry back, or whatever it is?
Yes. Yeah. What are we doing? Let's talk.
Okay, where did we leave off?
Look, Ellen, I'll be honest. You having a voice modulator on while you're eating makes you basically impossible to understand.
Wait, am I actually? Oh fuck! I forgot that was on.
You've had it on this whole time. I thought it was on purpose.
What? Rolling
Rolling
DF
The
1.
fuck?
How did you -1 actually? Huh?
So there's a dice option here called fudge. I don't know what that means.
That's a fudged roll.
Oh,
So I fudged a roll of -1.
Yeah, because... I don't know.
if you have if you do try, do you do a GM roll for that?
Oh, it can only be 1 or 1, 0 or -1. I get. I don't know. Some Bellin rolled a success.
0 successes.
Cool, right.
Alright, anyways, last you guys you talked to the head priest of Abadar, and I'm pretty sure you guys were either going to talk to the priestess of Callistra or the head priest of Asmodeus.
Callistra.
I wanted to do Asmodeus, but everyone seems against that.
Mainly because
You
I
wanted to
ma-
do
ma-
it. Yes, well, you got a
mainly-
couple of 1,000 kilometers down to go before that.
primarily, my reasoning for wanting to go to Callistra first is because then, if we go to Asmodeus last, it's less like if he does something that means that
If
we
we
get
get
kicked
thrown
out,
out,
then at
it
least we've
doesn't
talked
matter.
to everyone. Yes. essentially.
Fair enough.
At least we've talked to everyone then, rather than
I'm willing to roll with that logic.
You know, that indirectly gives him permission to do whatever the fuck he wants when he gets Asmodeus, right?
I didn't think you needed permission.
Oh no, I don't need permission.
Well, Asmodeus' shrine's like right here. I don't know how to do small things.
Just
There's no such thing. It's over here. This corner.
right. So are we going to Sirenth or whatever it is?
Sure.
First.
I need to put my roleplay hat back on.
Your favorite wizarding hat.
So we continue on to the next priest. That's an important.
They've decided that I'm not allowed to. We're not going to Asmodeus until last,
Yes.
in case I get us kicked out.
Yes, please.
So with the doors of the offices down this corridor, are they like labelled with names on them and the gods that they worship, or is it? Do we just have?
I'm
to,
imagining
like,
private
is it
investigator
worthwhile just
windows.
The only ones that seem to be labeled is the one for that you just came out of, for the head priest of Abadar, and you see further down at the end of the hallway, there's another plaque, which is for the head priest of Asmodeus.
I think we're supposed to talk to Asmodeus, guys.
No, not him himself.
I'd like to knock on Abaddon's head priest, guys.
Abaddon. That's a change.
Abaddon?
Don't you mean
No,
Failbadon?
we just came from Abadar's.
Yeah.
Okay, Abaddon. I'd like to knock on his office again and ask him where the other police?
Police?
Calista?
Callistra.
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 I'd like to ask him where Callistra's office.
So we've just come out, shut the door,
Yes, it's
knock on it again, and open it.
third one on the left, although I believe she's out of her office right now.
Where she is?
Oh, she.
You could check out back.
Oh, I'll check out her back.
Right, let's just fine. Let's just get it over with and go and talk to the priest of priest of Asmodeus.
Yeah, fuck.
It's either take me to irritate the priest of Asmodeus or take me to flirt with the priest of Callistra.
Priestess.
Priestess. Yes. Hey, I might flirt with the priest of Asmodeus. You never know.
Rather you not.
Anyway,
Well,
on
if
was the priest of Asmodeus.
I start sulking like a child.
I lead away the priest of Asmodeus with my hand on my mace.
Right.
Oh,
Still shaking, but
I vote that Erwin goes first, since he seems to be the most diplomatic. about
Erwin or Erland?
Asmodeus here. Erwin.
whatever. I'm calling her elf anyway.
Right. Well, I'm. While you two are discussing this, I'm just going to grab the door handle, knock on the door, and go knock knock Inquisition, and open the door.
You're just gonna straight up open the
Yeah.
door.
I was going to stop and turn to the elf and explain how it's fine. I understand dealing with certain religions and things is not how it's done. I don't have like a little bit of a character moment, but this imbecile's opened the door, so I think we should probably.
I just imagine like you two have turned off to the side and you're like having a quiet chat. And you just hear from behind
Inquisition.
you, knock knock, Inquisition, and turn around and see him throw open the doors.
Guess who?
So,
I move.
in... go ahead.
Well, no. If you're gonna do something, then I'll hold off for a bit.
Well, he threw open the door. So, in the room in front of you is a. It reminds you a lot of the High Priest of Abadar's office in terms of its ordered cleanliness. And there is a couple of small scroll-holding cabinet thingies. I can't remember the exact name for them. Off to the side.
Bookshelves?
And no, not bookshelves. It's like a X crosshatch sort of
Oh,
pattern
right.
along the cabinet. It put scrolls in it. Yeah. And sitting at the desk in front of you
Probably slightly
is
stunned.
Well, no, he's like peering around because there's another person sitting with his back to you in front of the desk. So the person sitting behind the desk, the head priest of Asmodeus here, is looking around him with a very annoyed face, let's say. And there's a bit of a scratch of a quill as the person with the back to you had just finished signing something on the paper in front of him.
Don't go in.
So, Jeeves, what you doing? As I walk in, clapping my hands.
I'm like kind of having my head around the corner, like what the fuck?
Who do you think you are?
Who do you think I am?
Okay, I hit Erwin in the back of the head with a 7.
I'm pretty sure 25 beats your AC, doesn't it?
I don't hit him hard enough to, actually hurt him. I just wanted to roll the hit.
15.
So yeah, you hit him.
Is there like non-lethal damage in Pathfinder?
That's
Like,
what he's using.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
that's
actually
one-
is using non-lethal. In fact, you max damaged, so
Roll sneak attack. I mean, what?
roll sneak attack.
Yeah, you might
Yeah, I'm
have
only-
to, because I could do a saving throw on that.
No, I'm rolling.
No,
the-
you can't actually.
to actually deal damage.
You seem
Not
to
hard
think
enough
that I'm
to
within 5 feet of you.
Well, he just walked in behind.
Yeah, but I have
Yeah.
just
You just
walked
walked in
straight in. I am next to the desk now.
you say yes and. That's
So
it.
as you stepped up, the person who had just signed whatever it was looks up at you in very obvious confusion, and the head person behind the desk replies, "Well, I think you're someone with absolutely no sense of manners, dignity, or anything important."
That depends who you ask. If you ask these three, they will totally agree with you.
At this point, I'd like to drag Erwin back out and have Erlin
Ezra.
take it. Ezra. Yes, I'm sorry. Names are hard.
Look, the small, slightly fey person with it. What have I done? I'm not even in the room.
Oh,
Drag
yeah,
back outside.
I also forgot the head priest is dressed in a black robe with red lines running down it. We're in a like detailing, not like just a proper striped thing. Whereas the person sitting at
In
the
striped
other side of
pajamas.
the desk is in fairly obviously civilian sort of clothing.
Question: is Ezra a human? What?
Ezra is human,
Okay.
as far as we know.
Let's see, just gonna- what's about it? Fucking humans! Come on, I'm not in a fucking dragon helping.
Oh yeah, and as you guys drag him out, the head priest raises a eyebrow at Ezra before you manage to get him out of the room.
No, bad. Apologize. Don't mean to be too much of a dick. All right, yeah. I like to buy my donut.
See ya. Where did you get this donut?
I shoved both the human and the dwarf out of the room. Please. And I look at Erlin. Please
I'm the
take
one who helped you.
talk to
I
him.
helped you drag him out.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
I'm not.
I was. We were intending to see if you had some time free for us to hopefully get some information. Unfortunately, one of my associates
What?
is still learning how to actually interact correctly with anything sentient. I think so far his only interaction has been with a beer cup.
And 5 people at the tavern. Don't forget that one.
I could very easily believe that. Now, if you'd give me 10 minutes, then I might be able to get some room in which I can answer your questions. If you would please
Certainly,
close the door behind you.
I'm very. I'll lean into the room and close the door because I've not actually entered the room yet. Just in the doorway, going. Sorry. Okay. Go. Shut the door.
Why won't you let me take the lead on anything?
But that was a fucking dumb idea.
Was it?
Even I wouldn't do it.
I'm impulsive, okay?
You're a
tell me
child.
That may not be entirely wrong.
I'm going to while they're talking to him, I'm going to go and see if I can find a priest or priestess of Saran.
Of Sarenrae?
Whilst they're talking to him,
Okay then.
just quickly, just on the off chance that they might perhaps have something that might be able to cure you of this horrifying ailment that we're having to deal with.
Unfucking likely.
There are a couple praying at her shrine.
I'm. Are they actually priests, or are they just sort of people come to pray?
Yeah, there's a priest there.
I'm sorry. Very sorry to bother you. Might I perchance ask you take a quick look over one of my companions?
Yes, I should be able to help you with that. And he stands up and motions for you to lead on.
Well, turn as I'm sort of leading him back to the other three. I've known him barely a day, and it's been quite irrational and strong-headed. I'm starting to believe that he's under some form of compulsion, or is perhaps unwell. I would appreciate if you
As
should.
as they come back, I would be leaning over Ezra, threatening him with the set.
Yes, it's the one being threatened, not the one threatening.
It could be the one threatening.
That is a important distinction. Yes, I'll take a look at him.
Thank you, I appreciate
And so he just sort of stops and starts poking and prodding at you.
Touch me again, priest, and I
see if
will
there's
break
any-
your fingers.
You will sit still, and you will take this. Otherwise, you will behave, or I will have to get Jotnas to restrain you. And judging by how prickly he's been for the past half an hour, I think he'd be more than happy to take it out on you with his teeth.
Fine, I'll go and play with the big wolf.
Good luck calling him a wolf.
I know when I'm not wanted.
This is gonna be great.
The priest just sort of raises an eyebrow at the exchange, and I don't think that
No, you
Is
can't
anything-
help me. There's nothing wrong with me. I could have told you that for the starters.
You could say that twice.
Just sort of turns to Priest and say, I thank you for your time.
Bury my
Unfortunately,
hands.
it would appear that the verdict is that he's just an asshole. Then that's fine. I'm sorry to have wasted your time. And I'll press a silver piece into his hand.
I take a modicum of offense to that.
Thank you, kindly, and good luck with your associate.
If you want
I
me to
think
stay
we'll
out of
need
trouble,
it.
I'll just sit somewhere. How's about that?
Can you sit still?
Probably.
This is not a probably question. This is a
Sounds
yes
like
or
you've never tried.
Never needed to. Although there was that one time.
Were you asleep at the time?
Yes, kind of.
So I might explain it.
In a manner of speaking.
How about this, Ezra? If you could, would you mind going outside and just making sure that Jotnas is still there and not perhaps
Slaughtering the crowd.
Well, he won't do that because he has, unlike some people present, self-control. However, I would appreciate if you could, if he has been nagging me somewhat for the past half an hour, could you perhaps just see if there's anything amiss outside? Just check up in the area around him. Sometimes he gets particularly nervous when he's left around crowds.
Fine, I can go on crowd control.
Thank you.
Yes. Get your loot, play the crowd, earn money. Just please stop.
Earn money? You think I earn money by playing the lute?
Literally just dumbfounded looks at the minute. Going,
What are you?
how does he pay for
How
anything?
do you function?
Why?
Why is he here? I mean, I'm just gonna take a little bit of time and sit.
As I
Try and sit.
go
and
to
sit down
go
on the
out,
floor
I
next to the-
skip down the hallway, leaving, going, "I'm fucking magical."
I think this is a giant...
Everyone in the cathedral gives you odd looks for that.
Is that Priestess Aaron Ray still nearby?
Nearby,
What
he
happened-
just, he just stops in mid-step and looks.
Can you
What
see
happened
why
to
I
Paul?
asked you to check him over?
I think everyone in the cathedral can.
I'd like to look at the other 3 people present. Does anyone have a blunt crossbow, please?
Oh no, I'm
If you
outside
were
by
to
now.
give, if you were to give me some time and some a bit of space, then I may perhaps be able to enlist Jotunus's help in that. But is this something I'm going to have to look into in future if we mean to complete this job?
Wait,
Don't you-
who?
What?
What?
Nothing. Don't worry.
He's
I'm just gonna
been
sit down.
absorbed by his donut.
This donut is really stale, but fucking worth it. It's
He's a
still, like,
dwarf.
has
He
the
doesn't
taste in
care.
it.
He'll eat anything.
Well, that's dwarfish. But, you know,
Not wrong.
but you're not here. Wait.
No, I'm.
Before someone figures out the donut's magical and has been compulsing him to eat it.
The donut of ever eating.
Yeah, the donut looks awfully intact for the fact that he's been munching on it for the past
Oh
hour.
God, it's a sadistic mimic. Yes.
The
Yes,
proper,
take
no,
take
no,
another bite
it's,
off of me.
it's machoistic,
Oh, masochistic, yes, sir.
masochistic. Yeah.
It's like whichever way.
No,
around
it's
it
not
is.
actually.
This king-
Fine. So I will go and wait outside
I'm just gonna
and
sit.
earn money.
I'm gonna sit cross-legged. If it's a concept alien to you, I might perhaps be able to spare an hour later if I can find some crayons and a big chart to explain the concept.
Alright, now that he's gone, are we gonna wait and then
Oh,
talk
God.
to Asmodeus?
Viking, no.
That's not something you want to hear the GM say.
I know what his profession is.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So after Ezra went skipping off,
I'm just gonna sit down.
the door behind you opens up, and the man that you saw sitting before the man that you saw sitting before the desk is he walks out holding a sheet of paper. He looks at all you strangely and just keeps going past.
Any chance I can see what's on the paper?
Not really. He's got it rolled up.
Okay.
And from inside of the room you hear, "All right, if you're waiting out there, you can come in."
Yes.
Erland,
Just stand up and sort of gesture for everyone else to enter the room.
I enter first.
please, no. You just hear me muttering to myself, please, no.
Hello. And I kind of go off to the side to look the other side. I mean, looking around.
Serena, would you prefer if I that is would you prefer to be referred to, isn't it? Would you prefer if I
Please,
to this,
do the talking. Please.
we're here to investigate some a few issues locally, some people going missing and such like. We've been asked to do so by the guard. Would you say that you've noticed a change in your congregation's numbers recently? There's just obviously just a few questions that we're going to we're looking for.
Well, no, I haven't noticed any real change in my congregation's size. And I haven't noticed much odd in, with the focus upon my own priest, or my own flock's activities.
Could you perhaps elaborate on, or have you been witness to any of the slightly more prickly exchanges between your own your own priests and those of Callistra? I understand that the gods themselves are at odds, so naturally you will be confrontational. Well, not necessarily confrontational, but at odds, should we say? But have you been witness to any of this yourself, or have you noticed an increase in this?
He leans forward, puts his elbow on his desk, and steeples his fingers. Well, yes, there has been a bit of an issue between my priests and those of Callistra, seeing as how those of Callistra seem to blame my priests as the source of their worries recently.
What kind of worries? I try not to let my voice growl.
Well, a couple of them have claimed that my priests have been pointing the guards towards them and causing the guards to harass them.
Okay.
So would you say yourselves that your priesthood retains a good rapport with the guard in the city?
Well, the guard don't exactly like my flock, but they tolerate us, and they know that at least they can trust our word.
My eye twitches at that.
He glances at you for a second before glancing back. There's not been much unusual that I have noticed going on recently. Certainly no reason why a group of adventurers such as yourself should be looking into things at the very least.
That's
should-
sense motive.
I'd like to sense motive.
Hold on.
We're
The
all
guard
on that.
should
We're
be
just
more-
like,
That's a universal. Mm-hmm.
The guard should
believe
be
it.
more than adequate to deal with whatever's going on.
That's totally understandable. It's like I'm scribbling in a notebook and not actually paying attention to what he's.
You think he's reasonable. Belhan can see the logic in the fact that the guard should be able to deal with things. And Selena, fuck it, Cybrin, you know Selena.
Yeah.
You know that or at least you feel that he's not quite being forthcoming with you.
Is there anything I can roll to try and keep my mouth shut? So we can keep this diplomatic?
Sure, wisdom. How much do you want to open your mouth?
I don't, because I want to continue the story.
Well, no, how much does your character want to open their mouth?
Oh, she's frothing. She's trying really hard to hold in her
Oh,
anger.
yeah, you failed that then.
Oh. You are a lying sack of shit.
Spits out donut.
What makes you say that?
No self-respecting city would let a god like yours in their fall.
Alright, well, okay, hold on. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to
Well,
spell
most
to it.
cities don't have a choice because they ban us and we rise up anyways. At least here, we're forthcoming about our activities and we work with the guard.
Right, okay. I see the point. Alright. Just back up.
Oh shit.
I would go outside real quick. Just breathe. Go outside. Let's finish this. Please.
Fine.
Sorry, if you would give me a moment, sir, I'll go outside with
No, you stay here with the dwarf. I'll be fine. And with that, I get up and leave the room.
That's a concern. And you thought I was bad.
Okay.
I wouldn't have needed to roll
So-
wisdom. I would have just told him.
So, That's because you don't understand the consequence. So when you say that the guard work quite happily with you here, what makes here so different compared to other places where you've just told my associate that where they ban you outright?
Well, most people don't like open worship of a god who's known more commonly as the Prince of Hell.
Yeah,
Yes. So what about the guard here and the people here? Because I note your shrine on entry was not a large one, nor did you have an overabundant number of devotees. So what about your relation with the guard here has led them to trust you so much?
Oh, I never said they trusted us. I just said they work with
Oh,
us.
I'm sorry,
easily.
but just to reel back a couple of bit, you said they found you more trustworthy and reliable than everyone else.
I never said that. I just said that they trusted us because they know they can
But you
trust
just
our
said that
word.
they didn't say that you trust. Sorry, it's just you're walking in circles here. I'm starting to become a little suspicious.
Only a little.
I just start out suspicious. So, are you saying that the guard don't trust you?
Any normal, not a best word for that, person, trained, raised traditionally, doesn't exactly like anyone who worships a undeniably evil god. However, our god does honor his contracts. So while the guard can trust our word, they don't work closely with us. They only tolerate us.
uh, I'm gonna fucking inside that. Or says my of it. Sorry.
You use the 5e terms. Fucking hell, Bella.
Wasn't quite a
He
natural,
does
but good.
appear to be telling the truth.
I guess that makes sense. As for, this being a thing, oh, it's, well,
I mean, evidently there are certain people within the town themselves that deal closely with you. Evidently, the gentleman previously uh, was in fact was dealing with you. When one of my associates busted in earlier, unfortunately for that, I apologise. They appeared to be signing some sort of official document of some sort. So obviously, you do get fairly uh, fairly secure dealings with certain people in the town.
yes.
Well, as I said, most people, if they don't just straight up hate our god for what he is, they know that they can trust our word and our contracts. So more often than not, we get called in to settle, well, not so much settle, but more witness legal matters.
That
At least anything that doesn't fall under the purview of the priests of Abadar.
Which is this. Well, Abadar isn't particularly. Well, that's the story for another time. But what would, or what wouldn't fall under Abadar's jurisdiction with him presiding over cities and commerce law?
Well, Abadar's priests typically stick to the, let's say, money making professions and deals, as well as the civil administration. Whereas personal matters typically come under, well, they don't quite fall under Abadar's jurisdiction. Some might argue or think that they do, although I can't really say they come under Asmodeus's jurisdiction either, but some decide to trust us.
Some, by the standards of the rest of the country, perhaps the slightly more untrustworthy. Those how should I put this? Uh, have less stock put in their opinions. Well, thank you for that. May I perhaps get your name? just purely you understand with the investigation that we're actually doing. Just noting down who we've talked to.
I am head priest Dan Rackham. And if you need me, well, I'm certain you can find one of my flock.
Certainly, if there is anything else further, I understand that one of my associates did have some questions. However, appears to be somewhat unsettled. Yes, we shall endeavour to seek you out should we need you again.
Yes.
At that, he just sort of nods at you and pulls out a paper and starts writing on it.
I get up and kind of look at him like, I guess relieved kind of look.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn to leave. Can I see what he's writing down on that sheet?
Not unless you make it obvious.
Just peers over the desk. What you writing, buddy?
Exactly.
Okay, that's cool. I'll just leave. Close the door.
Ow.
Yeah, I'll leave.
Alright. So, you see, Sileneth is just sort of standing in the corridor waiting for you guys.
Oh! You waited out here. Glad.
I'm not gonna go be with the idiot.
I was gonna say something along that line, but okay.
You might want to check up on him. Hint, hint.
So, what would you...
That's if he's out front and he's done anything stupid. I'm assuming I'd have got moaned at, or I'm assuming Jonas would have mithered.
You're hearing you're feeling annoyance and disappointment from Jotunus right now.
And that's not all my fault. Not all of it, anyway. And probably some
It's
mild
just-
entertainment.
I'm just gonna step out of the office, just turn to say, I'm sorry about the exchange in there. If you give me a moment, I'll fill you in. I'm just gonna sit there, close my eyes, and try and ask him what's going on. See what sort of
I'm
response
not
I
sure
get
he'd
from
be able to describe it, honestly.
He'll tell you, the idiot's gathered a crowd and he's telling a tale.
I know, Jonas is slightly entertained by this tale.
Well, I mean,
Side of yours. Is everything good?
I'll just sort of tell you this. I mean, how much worse could it get than pissing in the Temple of Asmodeus? Just open my eyes again. Apparently the idiot's outside telling a tale and has gathered a crowd.
Quite a sizable crowd.
Oh.
Make of that what you will.
Okay.
Before he
I mean, should we go out the front door and see what he's doing, or should we completely ignore him and go with someone completely different in hopes that he doesn't follow?
I don't think we can leave him alone for too much longer.
No, that's what I'm thinking. I feel like I've recently become encumbered as a carer.
Oh, don't worry about filling me in. I heard everything.
Slightly creepy.
Was there a... do you mind if we're walking back towards the front of the temple, do you mind if I ask Selena what sparked the little outburst in there?
Let's just say that thing and my father have a bit of history.
The priest?
No.
Oh, the deity.
The pawn will get his soon. It's his
Right.
master.
Really?
I know your hatred. I am as you hate such
Jesus
a
Christ.
vile demon. But I'd say in these kind of situations, keeping a calm mind and showing that you're self-controlled is a important showing of power against them.
Oh, sweetie, you do not understand, do you? Of course you don't. You couldn't
No.
understand.
Just call me Tsui. I'm gonna ignore that, and you're gonna tell me why I don't understand.
No, I won't tell you.
Okay. You don't have to. Well, let's continue on then. I guess we'll have to see what the boon is up to.
So you all go and walk out front.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, then you see Ezra is just sort of standing there in front of a decently sized crowd in front of the church, and I'm gonna let Ezra take it away as to what he's saying.
Who have all sat down, I might add. They were all like cross-legged like children in front of a teacher.
Not all of them. There's a couple in the back standing, but yeah, most of them.
Is anyone getting ready to throw fruit?
Not yet.
I'm-
They actually seem to be listening with a good amount of attention.
Okay.
Wow.
And as the Dark Prince came flying down on his wyvern, the elf Serana plunged her dagger deep into his heart.
I ready my crossbow.
And killed the I look at you lot. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the heroes of Talador.
Just
Go
look
ahead and
around
roll
like,
a bluff for me, Viking.
Okay. Will that be enough?
They believe you. They all start cheering.
I'm confused, but I still keep my crossbow trained on Ezra.
put the crossbow down. The buffoon has somehow gotten the crowd to like us, and all the attention on us.
No, he's gotten the crowd to like his version of us.
Well,
I'm just going to leave. Jonas, just gonna start walking away from the cathedral up towards the garrison.
I'll follow.
So is the crowd.
Yeah, as you guys walk through the crowd, there's a couple cries of like how
Do heroic shit.
no, not quite too heroic shit, but more asking about some specifics of the story, which none of you besides Ezra know.
I
What
look
did
at
I
Ezra. I turn to Ezra. Get them away from me, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, please do not crowd the celebrities. I'm sure they will be all willing to give you autographs later. We're staying at the Rusty Dragon Tavern.
Serena, could you subdue the idiot, please?
I look over at him. I cast command to stay silent.
No,
You
no,
missed.
you can't. Bitch.
You missed with this.
Yeah.
Actually, no, he could. He can. You just have to do a save check.
I have an AUC
So-
of 15.
No, not AC. Or he's talking about for the command.
Oh, right.
So you have to do a will save. You have to get
So,
15 or above.
roll.
Will? There is no will.
Yep.
Is that a will? Oh, there is will.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Damn it. Or I mean, yay.
So he ducked underneath the sap, and he's.
Oh, I'm getting
He
fucking.
just sort of shrugged off. The command word didn't affect him.
Just gonna turn towards the Dusha and say, "I'm very sorry you've been taken in by this Dullard's tent. Unfortunately, he's very ill. We are in the process of trying to cure him of this affliction. He seems to be under some compunction to lie constantly.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have a compulsion to
if there
have
is-
some
if
fun.
If he has bothered anyone or caused any harm, we will of course direct you towards towards the guard. They should be able to smooth
I'm
anything
pretty
over.
sure your Eidolon would have told you if they started beating up civilians.
I don't think you understand harm.
The crowd just sort of gets disappointed and starts dispersing.
Spoiling all my fun.
Did you at least earn us a few coins for that maneuver?
No, I haven't gone over.
I don't know,
the,
DM,
the
did I?
lecture actually earned you.
Well, you didn't actually, have a hat out or anything, so.
I was using the wolf's open mouth. Modern problems require modern solutions.
No.
I'm going to say, I like, just so,
Yeah, no, Viking.
Oh well, didn't earn any money.
he, if you want to do that, he'll quite happily attack you.
I mean, I would.
Thanks, Belhan.
Well, while we're all staring angrily at Ezra,
I did you guys a
I-
favor. You're celebrities now.
Yes. I would like to say it's not anger. It's just like,
I'm not
Over
angry.
the-
I'm
the
just
sort of day and-
disappointed.
yeah, legitimately. Over the day you've known Erland, there's never really been any moment where he's been truly angry. It's always been very sort of like resigned and just disappointed.
well, I'm staring angrily because Selenith believes she's been the tale of a particular tale that is a raunchy in nature.
No.
Oh no. Even if you say no, she doesn't believe it.
It wasn't.
By the way, what was the path he took, Runic? And everyone else who followed him?
I don't know if anyone did follow.
I'm
me.
being
I was
dragged
just gonna
along
start
talking
going.
to you lot, apparently.
I mean, I wasn't dragging you along, but
No, but if I want to continue
No,
talking to you, I have to walk with you.
I was just gonna go because we're going at the front of the. Hang on, let me.
where were we
'Cause
going?
I wanted to
Then
go
you
and see
took
if I
the
could speak through that. Yeah, I wanted to head to the garrison to try and get just see if the lieutenant was around so that we could get an actual writ from him to say that or like have a conversation to see if we can get hold of something like that, rather than going around saying we're investigating things, honest.
Well,
Can I stop at
while
Savar's
all-
armory?
I mean, like if you don't want to go, if the rest of you don't want to go, then you
No.
can.
I'm gonna say the armory is currently closed.
Son of a bitch!
I just want to tell the others that you can't trust the priest. He's hiding something. He's hiding a lot of things from us.
Oh, you picked that up too?
Yes, but unlike you, I actually sat and listened for 5 seconds to realize that.
I think it was about 5 seconds before you stormed out, wasn't it?
There.
Or was
Hey,
I?
you weren't there. You don't know.
How
Viking, you don't know. Non-character.
Don't know
How-
that you walked out, so.
how when you say he's hiding a lot, which particular part? Because he seemed fairly genuine to me throughout.
He's a priest, of
Specifically
course
the
he did.
part about the guard. Either he's in cahoots with the guard that are letting the goblins in, or
He's in cahoots and letting the goblins in?
I personally, from what I could tell, towards the end at least, I don't know, with most of it at least, it seemed like he was telling the truth. At least I could tell towards the end about the gods trusting their word and such. That stuff seemed something cool to trust about them. Because it makes sense for them to be, the way of like contracts and such. Makes sense to see them going back on their word that
those contracts, they have loopholes. You don't understand.
they do have loopholes. Yeah, I didn't say that, did I? I just said that, the contracts are made, or they keep their word to it, which usually means that there's something bad in the contract. They're gonna follow the
Right.
contracts then.
I would appreciate if we can get this solved as soon as possible, or at least leave the town as soon as
They
possible.
do sound
I
like
would
bounty
quite-
hunters. With contracts.
Well, I would
At
say
least bounty hunters have class.
Huh, that's debatable.
so. We're gonna
Comparatively.
We're gonna follow, and I guess where are we going to? Why are we going to the garrison?
Sorry, I was wanting to. One of the things one of the priests said there, and the expression he gave when we were talking to him, just made me realise we don't actually have anything to display that we're doing this in an official capacity. And to
Right.
be fair, the investigation into why people are going missing and murdering the goblins went hand in hand. We merely got the job, and we were told how much it would pay from the guard lieutenant. I'm hoping that we could, that he might perhaps give us a small writ explaining what we're doing, and that we have the backing of the guard when we're investigating.
That may be a problem.
Why?
We're not supposed to be investigating the guard, and that is what we're doing.
I know. We're investigating people going missing. So far, we haven't questioned any guards at all.
But guards are implicated.
Guards are heavily implicated. Either way, we should probably tell the lieutenant of this.
From what James was saying yesterday evening, the lieutenant himself is fairly trustworthy.
Oh, the lieutenant's
He's
trustworthy.
certainly not one of the people that they were looking for, which is why I was hoping to catch him himself.
Yes, I would agree. Listen to that.
Him or his lieutenant? He seemed to trust him.
What? This is the lieutenant I'm talking to. What?
Oh, his... I don't... Ensign, I don't fucking know. Sergeant.
Yeah, I just want to go and have a chat with him and see if we can actually get just.
Then let's do it then.
All right. So you all get to the garrison, and as you get there, you see the sergeant that was with the lieutenant actually stepping outside, and she stops when she sees you all, and moves over to you quickly.
Wait, she? I thought it was a he.
Lieutenant's
No,
a he.
the lieutenant's
yeah.
he, the sergeant.
You-
was
I
just-
flirted with the sergeant and you said it was a male.
Maybe you're just blind.
I flirted with a lot of people today.
Or wait, yes, no, it was male. Sorry.
I know who I flirted
So-
with, damn it.
The sergeant's a changeling.
No, that was just a mess up on my part. But yeah, so the sergeant walks over to you. Oh, good thing you all came back. Lieutenant's been looking for you.
I didn't
There's
do it,
been
whatever
a
it was.
Development.
Development. An urgent development?
Well, you all need to know about it as soon as possible. That's what he said.
Whatever it was, I
Come
didn't
on,
do it.
follow me.
Can you
Then he
listen?
leads you back into the garrison.
Actually, can I sense move on that? Did he-
Sure.
was he- Okay, it's just like I want to make sure I'm not walking into a trap. You know, I'm fucking.
Yeah, that's.
That's not a bad roll.
You sense he's very nervous about something.
Your
sense motive so
high.
So he.
His wisdom's stupidly high, and he's probably got.
+8.
Jesus.
Yes.
Oh, hang on, Bella. How many ranks have you got in
I got one
Sense
rank.
Mode?
That'll make it 7. And then with a wisdom
Depending on what you
modifier,
got.
it'll be a +1.
My modifier of 4.
Modifier of 4. Okay, so you've got... Fucking hell, your wisdom is high.
Yeah, and then it's a class skill.
Ah, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, 3 points extra for, yeah.
And then a
That's
+1 modifier? From
No,
wisdom.
no, it's fine. It's just.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I just wondered.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so
he seems very nervous.
is it nervous like when they said it? Was it a nervous like?
Was it sort of
Like
was it?
any irkling of maybe like that they're leading me into anything bad?
Not that they know. They're just really nervous about something.
Okay, all right.
They don't seem to be lying to you. No.
It's like, all right.
Take me to your leader.
Yeah, follow them.
All right. He leads you back into the garrison and get up to the room's door that. Oh.
And the DM suddenly went very, very quiet.
Yeah. Got called. But yeah. So he leads you back into the garrison and back to the room you guys first went into. And the other sergeant is standing there at the door. Then he just sort of raises a hand and leans in towards you guys and the other sergeant. The lieutenant left a box in there. He says you guys are to open it once you're all in. Make sure nobody else sees.
Ooh, stuff to open. Yes, please.
I'm gonna sense motive that.
Okay.
I'm going to open the box.
So,
gonna
Sillinus
stand
believes him.
outside while you all do that, just to be safe.
I'm not even.
What?
I was gonna say I'm not even. I've not even setting foot in there yet. As soon as you said it, I'm like, hang on.
Wait,
But that other
since
sergeant's just told us the lieutenant actually wants to see us in.
motive is a wisdom thing, right?
Yes.
My wisdom has
You,
a
you all go in and look
well,
around.
no,
I'll just keep an eye out.
trying to figure this. My wisdom has a +2 modifier,
Mhm.
and my sense motive skill itself also has a 2. So wouldn't that be +4?
No, because if you look in the skills where it says ability, that is your wisdom modifier that's in there for ability.
Oh, okay.
So if you put a rank in there, then it adds another one. Unless
Yeah,
it's
you
a
don't
class skill, in
actually
which case
have
it
any
adds one.
ranks in it. That's why it's only the 2.
Yeah, mine's only a 3, but that's my modifier.
Mine's 0.
Yeah, because mine's a class skill, and I also have 1 rank in it. So, yeah.
So,
But, what
Sillinus, you
does
trust
that
him.
like?
Erland, you don't.
Can I? I'm sorry. Just before we actually go in and check, is the lieutenant around that we can talk to? I'm sorry. The first sergeant said that we were talk that he had something important to tell us and it was vital.
Well, there's been another development. He had to leave urgently.
Oh,
Yes, because that doesn't
Yes.
sound
no.
suspicious.
Could you? Well, certainly you could. You could.
Here's an idea. Sergeant, the one who's in the room who isn't the one who brought us in, you open the box.
He's not in the room. He's standing at the door just before
Yeah.
it.
Still, I'm
'Cause
going to
I've-
get him
I've
to
not-
open the box. I'm not doing it.
All right, I'll do it. Sergeant, you want to stay out here and watch guard then? Yeah, I'll do it.
He didn't realize he has to roleplay with himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Like, come on, act better, damn it.
So the sergeant that led you in just sort of steps off to the side and stays at the door.
Mhm.
The other sergeant beckons for you all to go in after stepping in himself.
I'm gonna whisper into the sergeant that kind of like we know that we can trust. Like the person who led us here initially, they were the one that we most likely could trust, right?
If we kill him, bury the body for us.
No, I was gonna say, as soon as the sergeant has told us we have something in that room, as soon as he stepped in there, can I move over to the other sergeant and just the one that's led us there and I mean I don't know, seemed nervous, but said that Lieutenant had something for us. Can I just say, what's the other sergeant said or done? I don't trust him at all because what he's just said there is an absolute lie. I don't know what's in that box, but it's definitely for us. But it's not a message from the lieutenant.
Why do you think I'm getting him to open it?
All right, I'll keep an eye out then.
Do you
And I
trust
roll
him?
perception.
I whisper to him.
On what?
Like, do you trust him?
On the
Or-
box.
What? Just general perception to see if you notice anyone moving around.
General perception about the room itself.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
No, you don't notice anything odd about the room, despite the box sitting on the.
And the sneeze.
Gesundheit.
The fact that the sergeant just sneezed.
Despite
my
the box
Ah,
sitting
the
on
box
the table
contains
inside.
disease.
Balin said something as well.